Graduated from Rowan University in the spring of 2022 with a sports communication and media degree. I got to actually call minor league baseball and G League basketball games while I was in school. And then I graduated, and as soon as I graduated, I went to NFL Films in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. And as much as I loved that experience, I miss putting on the headsets. I decided, you know what, talk is cheap. I have a laptop that's in my house, and so 21 months later, here we are, still on YouTube, calling games and building an incredible, loving community on here with the people that I call my Philly freaks with a capital P and a capital H. We go live for every single Phillies, Sixers, and Eagles game, and we do it like old school radio play-by-play style. I'm Jason Joseph, and this is Play-by-Play with JJ.
I showed a swung on barrel. Get out to right field. Bye-bye baseball.
That baby is long gone. Graduated from Rowan University in the spring of 2022 with a sports communication and media degree. I got to actually call minor league baseball and G League basketball games while I was in school. And then I graduated, and as soon as I graduated, I went to NFL Films in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. And as much as I loved that experience, I miss putting on the headsets. I decided, you know what, talk is cheap. I have a laptop that's in my house, and so 21 months later, here we are, still on YouTube, calling games and building an incredible, loving community on here with the people that I call my Philly freaks with a capital P and a capital H. We go live for every single Phillies, Sixers, and Eagles game, and we do it like old school radio play-by-play style. I'm Jason Joseph, and this is Play-by-Play with JJ.
I showed a swung on barrel. Get out to right field. Bye-bye baseball.
That baby is long gone.
Alrighty, mic check 1, 2, 3. What's going on, everybody? How you all doing? My name is Jason Joseph. This, of course, is Play-by-Play with JJ. We got Sixers taking on the Hornets tonight. First game of a back-to-back for the Philadelphia 76ers. Then tomorrow night, they actually face the Orlando Magic, and then they play them again on Friday night. Both games are going to be at home at the Wells Fargo Center. But tonight, well, they're out at the Spectrum Center in Charlotte, and it'll be an interesting game for sure. The Hornets are 6-14. They're 5-7 at home. Sixers are 4-14, and they're 2-7 on the road. Before we dive into things any further, I just wanted to make sure that you guys remembered to hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button as well, turn on the notification bell icon, and that way you'll know when we go live for Sixers, Eagles, and Phillies content. That's what we do on here, man, almost every single day. We got a very, very busy week this week. We got the Sixers tonight, Sixers tomorrow, then we're going to do the Lions and the Packers game on Thursday, because that obviously has playoff indications for the Philadelphia Eagles. And then Friday, we got another Sixers game. And then Sunday, we're going to be doing the Eagles game. The Sixers also play at 1 o'clock as well. They play against the Chicago Bulls. We're not doing that day, though. We're going to just be doing the Eagles, and that should be fun. All right. Yes, we are on the road to 5K. We are on the road to 5K, and I want us to get to 4,700 subscribers by the end of at least the week. That'd be really, really cool. Yeah, so let's dive into things. First and foremost, hello, everybody. What's up, Katie? What's up, Nick? What's going on, everybody? Hopefully you're all doing well and having yourselves a very, very fantastic day. Yeah, the Sixers. The Sixers are 4-14. They had their best win of the season in their last game against the Detroit Pistons. They won 111-96. And I don't usually like saying that somebody getting hurt is a good thing, but I will tell you this. It's nice how Nick Nurse was able to go to Adem Bona in the last game, and I feel like if Andre Drummond or if Andre Drummond was playing, he wouldn't have done that. And Adem Bona came in during the last game when Andre Drummond went down in that first quarter, and he was absolutely awesome off the bench. This guy had 4 points, 3 blocks, 5 rebounds in 20 minutes, but he was a +9. He had the best plus-minus coming off the bench, and he did what he had to do. His defensive prowess down low was absolutely huge. The Sixers actually had a rim protector, and that was really nice to see. I did see that Nick Nurse talked about if Adem Bona was going to be getting more of a crack at it going forward as the starting center, and I think that he's going to try to just go into the direction of Gershon Yabusele. And as much as I love Gershon, he's a great power forward who can extend outside the perimeter and make some big-time shots out there. I just don't know if that's his primary position. I don't think it is, personally, but hopefully he does prove me wrong. I understand, though, that Adem Bona has to get more and more reps, but if he's going to foul and commit a lot of fouls, he's going to commit a lot of fouls. But I'd like to see Adem Bona out there a little bit more. And I think that if we try to utilize the youth out there and athleticism, I think that we have better chances of winning ball games. That's just how I feel, though. So Adem Bona did his job. The Sixers actually, they made a roster move today. They did. They got rid of Lester Quinones. Now, Lester did not perform well at all during his last outing, and he committed like a couple of turnovers in the first minute of the play. And Nick Nurse pulled him and was like, "Yep, nope, you're not going to be out there." So he didn't really get much of a chance with the 76ers. Doesn't really fit Nick Nurse's schemes and his rotations, and it ended up not working out for him. But the Sixers did sign they did sign. It was Larry Nance's brother. They just signed him, and he just got added to the roster. Pete Nance is his name. He is the youngest brother of Larry Nance Jr., and he's 24 years old. Played with the Cleveland Charge back in 2023. Actually went to Northwestern University, and then he went to North Carolina as well. Played all 4 years at college. And he's 6 feet 10 inches tall. This is a guy who was averaging about 8 points per game in the G League, 6 rebounds as well. Take it with a grain of salt. It's the G League. It's a developmental league. It's it's not like the NBA. It's different competition and that type of a thing. But yeah, the Sixers did add him. I don't know how much playing time he's going to get anyways, but I just saw that was a move that the Sixers ended up making today. Something else that stood out to me in the last game that the Sixers won was the fact that Jared McCain has been struggling now for 3 games. I'm just hoping that I don't like him coming off the bench. I don't really think that we talked a lot about it. This is sort of like when Doc Rivers had Tyrese Maxey coming off the bench, and in theory, yes, you want to get scoring off the bench. I understand. But this guy has been playing so well, and by you putting him on the bench, even though he had 29 minutes, that's not a role that he's been used to. And so for him to just come off rusty off the bench, I mean, it kind of makes sense because now he's put into a different type of a role, and I just don't know if that's the best way to utilize him. I don't know. Maybe it is. But I like it when Maxey and McCain are out there together to start off the ball game, and I like the lineups that they have because I feel like that they feed off of each other, and they're a very good backcourt duo. And I would much rather have Jared McCain and Tyrese Maxey out there at the same time. And, Paul George did play. If Paul George didn't play, that's one thing, but Paul George did play. He actually went 26 minutes And he did some good things, too, in that game. 11 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 turnovers. But anyhow, regardless, I don't like Jared McCain coming off the bench. He's not somebody that should be coming off the bench. And I understand, again, the philosophy. You want to try to get scoring off the bench, and you want to try to have scorers in the second unit. But I just don't think that that's how – I just don't think that that fits his role. You know? I hope that makes sense. But hopefully he snaps out of the funk tonight. Over the last 3 games, he's been only getting a total of 40 points, and that for him is a low. So he's sort of hitting a wall right now, and hopefully he bounces out of it, and hopefully he can get his confidence back up. He's 0 for his last 10 from 3 in the last 2 games, and is 2 for his last 21. So that's not really good. And again, I figured that he was going to be hitting a wall at some point and that he was going to, drop a little bit. But I didn't expect it to be like this, and I think that the Sixers need to have him out there in the starting lineup. Let's see what the starting lineups are for tonight. We'll get to that right now as I pull it up on my phone. But I do want to ask you guys something. So, do you guys believe that Adem Bona should be the starting center for the Philadelphia 76ers while Andre Drummond and Joel Embiid are out? That's the question that I want to know down below. I put a poll question, and it's pretty much asking the same thing. Who do you think, it's actually a little bit different, who do you think should be the starting center? Do you think it should be Gershon? Do you think it should be Nance? Or do you think it should be Adem Bona? Those were my questions. All right, so McCain's going to be coming off the bench again today. The lineup, though, how about this? KJ Martin getting the start. Good for him. Good for him. Tyrese Maxey, Kelly Oubre Jr., KJ Martin, Paul George, and Gershon Yabusele. All out there for the Philadelphia 76ers. And then for the Hornets, their starting 5, it'll be Vasilije Micic, Brandon Miller, Josh Green, Tijane Saloon, and Nick Richards, all out there for the Charlotte Hornets. Should be a good battle between both of these teams. The last time that these two teams faced, the Sixers actually won in overtime at the Wells Fargo Center. It really came down to the wire, and Jared McCain certainly went off in that ball game. He was absolutely a star in that game. 27 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. He was 10 for 18 from the field, 3 for 8 from downtown, and he made all 4 of his free throws, and he led the Sixers to victory in that double overtime. Especially in overtime, he was really awesome. Hopefully we get to see more of Ricky Council IV, man. He's been doing some really good things too, and I just love it when you have these guys that can just go out there and show off athleticism. KJ Martin and Ricky Council IV combined were 12 for 15 shooting-wise from the field in the last game against Detroit, and they combined to score 36 points. They also had 4 blocks. Now, 3 of them came from KJ Martin, but again, the Sixers played their best defensive game on Saturday, and we just got to hope that the momentum continues to rise up. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Grace is here. What's up, Grace? How you doing, Grace? At the very least, McCain should be a 6-man. I don't think it's a confidence thing. I just think that I think it's just that all players have a bad streak. I agree to an extent. The reason why I say that it's a confidence loser, or well, then what's the opposite of booster? What's the opposite of booster? Oh my gosh, I can't think of this. I can't think of the word right now. The opposite of confidence booster is because he's coming off the bench now. And I know that he's still getting those minutes, but again, imagine like being a starter and you're doing so well, and then all of a sudden you start going through a little funk, and then your coach just tells you, hey man, like, you know, we want you to come off the bench now. I don't know if that's the way that he's taken it, and of course he has to be a man, and he has to, you know, be willing to accept that role if that is what's best for the team, and he has to be mature about it. But I just don't think that having him come off the bench is the best way to utilize him. That's just me, though. That's just the best, or that's just the way I see it. Probably the best option while Joel and Andre are out is a dem bonus, says Neil. Thanks so much for coming on, Neil. I agree with that. What else is chat saying? Bonus should be getting some starts so we can develop. I agree with that. Hello, everybody. Hello. Yeah. Jared McCain, congratulations to him for winning Rookie of the Month, I saw. He most certainly deserved that. So let's give a little round of applause to Jared McCain for winning Rookie of the Month. Just bear with me for 1 second. Where is it? Where's my sound effects? There it is. Good job by him. All right. But yeah. Easy up gamers, what's going on, man? Yo, how's everyone today? We're doing pretty good, man. I'm ready for the Sixers to get underway. The Sixers are favored to win. According to ESPN Bet, they're favored to win by 4.5 points. I don't know if I like that for this game tonight. While I can understand, I might, like, if I were a Charlotte fan, I would look at that and I'd say, hold your horses. Like, they could easily cover that spread. And I think that they possibly could, at the very, very least. But I don't know. We shall wait and see. I think that that's a little bit too high. The odds for them to win, so the money line is at -185 for the Sixers, and for the Hornets is at +155. So those are the odds for tonight's game. What's something else that I wanted to talk about with this team? Yeah, I don't know if they're going to continue to go to their athletic guys or not, even when Kyle Lowry, Caleb Martin, Joel Embiid, and Andre Drummond all come back. I think that Nick Nurse is going to go back into his old ways, and that's the sad truth about it. But I am hoping that I'm wrong, and I really do feel like that this team has a better chance when they play their younger guys out there. You know, even when Joel Embiid is healthy. At this point, I'll be honest with you. You know, when they said that Joel Embiid was not going to play today, I put my hands up yesterday. It was like, I'm not really sad. I'm not really upset. I'm not really sad. It's so weird that we're in this spot as Sixers fans. If you would have told me that coming into this season that Joel Embiid would be sort of a non-factor on this team in regards to, you know, just availability and also just, you know, negativity in the locker room and all that sort of stuff, I would have called you crazy. I would have said that you're absolutely insane. And I just can't believe that we're here right now. But yeah, I want to care. I was actually on the phone the other day with somebody, and I said, listen, man, you know, I hope that I've been a big Joel Embiid fan ever since he's been here in a Sixers uniform, and I want him to prove me wrong. Like, I'm sort of now at the point where I am open to trading him and seeing what's out there for him. I know that some people still aren't fully there yet, but I'm pretty much there. I really am. I'm tired of the whole experience. It's been 9 years, and the fact that you know, that he's missing meetings and he's not taking care of his body and he's showing up late to meetings and the team practices. You know, those things don't sit well with me. They really don't. And so I hope he proves me wrong, though. I hope that he comes out there and when he does come back, if he comes back, you know, I'm really hoping that he shuts me up. I do. I want him to do that. I would love Joel Embiid to be out there with Jared McCain and Tyrese Maxey and Ricky Council and all these other guys. It feels so weird when I'm looking on the sideline and I see him and I'm just like, damn, like, you're not here. It was supposed to be you and the rest of them. You know, it makes me really sad. It does, because this wasn't how it was supposed to be. So those are the types of vibes that I get now when I'm thinking about that. What's up? What's going on? What else is chat saying? Or is he ramping up still? Did Embiid leave the city, or is he ramping up still? It's great. I don't even know what to think about Joel says. Says Gracie. Yeah, it's just, it is so mind-boggling still to me that we are here. I'm sort of now numb to it, where they'll say that he's not available tonight, or he won't be available for like the next couple of weeks. Like, I hate to say this, but I don't really care. I don't really care at this point. I'm not mad. I'm not angry really about it anymore. And I've just accepted the fact that it's time to look into a new chapter. That's where I am, though. And I hope he proves me wrong. I do. I want him to prove me wrong. I want him to be able to buy me back in, to believing in him helping the Sixers go really far this season. So, I feel the same way, man. But at this point, I'm more worried about Nick Rivers here playing the old guys. Yeah, that's just pure annoying. I've been talking about that with you and the rest of the stream. That's just been irritating. Like that I'm more irritated with. Everything with Joel Embiid and the outside noise, I'm sort of numb to that now, So, thank you so much, man. Thanks so much for coming on here. All right, so we are ready to get underway. Let's go. Don't forget to like and subscribe, folks, by the way. All right, so we got Guerschon Yabusele going up against Nick Richards for a tip-off. Here it is, and the Sixers have it go their way as they go from left to right. Here's maxey, who catches, tries to put up a three, no good. Yabusele tips it back out over to George, and they'll reset. George over on the near elbow, tries to bat down his defender. That's Brandon Miller. Step back, jumper. It's up, and it's in. There we go. So already 2-0 Philadelphia. So the lineup for the Sixers, it's Paul George, Guerschon Yabusele, KJ Martin, Tyrese Maxey, and Kelly Oubre Jr. Here we go. Charlotte does answer with a response on the other side, and that's from Brandon Miller, who ends up making a layup. Miller, Salon, Richards, Green, and Micic all out there for the Charlotte Hornets. That's Josh Green, Vasilije Micic, and the rest of the crew. Here we go. Maxey missed a shot. KJ Martin gets the rebound, or the Sixers got the rebound. KJ Martin tried to go up with a baby hook, could not do so. Richards on the other side goes down the lane, tries to spin it up and go up with a layup, and he can't do so. The ball goes out of bounds. It's last touched by the Sixers over on the baseline, and it'll be Charlotte Hornets basketball. So the keys for tonight, for me, I want to see really good perimeter defense. I want to see a lot of rebounding, and a lot of that actually goes on Nick Nurse. He needs to do a good job utilizing the rotations, and he needs to be creative from a play calling perspective. George gets it over on the near side for the Sixers. Works around the screen set by KJ Martin. Pick and roll action, but they'll pop it out over to Yabusele for a three-pointer. That's off the mark. It was a three-pointer from the near corner, and it was gathered and rallied by Charlotte. Here comes Richards, who tries to roll over towards the basket, and traffic is being directed. Brandon Miller catches, spins, turns, puts up a three-pointer. No. Richards on the follow-through, and one. So we'll go to the line for one more. Gets fouled by Paul George. Paul George could not box out Nick Richards, and they'll call it on PG and give him a shooting foul. And Richards is going to head on over to the charity stripe, and they'll try to make it a 5-2 ball game. Richards has mostly been coming off the bench. Mark Williams has been the starter at center when everybody's healthy. So that makes it now 5-2 as he cashes in the foul shot. Richards, 27 years old from Kentucky, and got to actually play with Tyrese Maxey. Yabusele kicks it back out all the way over to Paul George, who's over on the far elbow. Dribble penetration, I should say. Yabusele steps back, goes up with a baby hook, puts it up, and puts it in. That makes it now 5-4, Philadelphia down by one. 9:45 left to be played in the first quarter. Sixers try to play good defense in the backcourt. It's Kelly Oubre Jr. who tries to get over to it, and it goes into the very, very backcourt. Oubre Jr. tries to fight for the ball. He gets it. Sixers have possession. George goes up at the top of the key. They throw it out of bounds. It's a turnover on KJ Martin. He had it, and he lost it. Charlotte not wasting any time. Micic over at the top of the key, now in between the circles, hands it off over to Nick Richards. He's over at the Spectrum Center sign. We got a teal-colored court, and stoppage in play is called as we have a foul on KJ Martin, who, by the way, came off of a Sixers career high of points in his very, very last game. He had 19 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 blocks in 27 minutes, and was also 7 for 8 shooting lives from the field. Richards gets the inbound pass, hands it off over to Micic. Pick and roll action now as Richards gets it back, and he gets called for a travel, and the Sixers will have the basketball. Another Sixers turnover, or another Charlotte turnover, I should say. 5-4, Philadelphia down by 1. Maxey hands it off over to Oubre, who's over at the top of the key. Another dribble handoff incoming. Now it goes all the way over to Paul George. He gets a screen set by Yabusele. Puts up a three-pointer. Bang! Paul George able to knock it down from the top of the key. Swish goes the basketball. Charlotte, what are they going to do? Richards outside. They play a potato. Micic trying to answer back with a 3 of his own. Bingo. 8-7, and Charlotte able to leapfrog the Sixers as they get a wide-open three-pointer, too. George with a behind-the-back bounce pass over to Yabusele, who pump fakes over at the top of the key. Decides to hand it off, though, over to Tyrese Maxey. Maxey dribbles over towards his right side, zigzags through the lane, kicks it out. Oubre wide-open three-pointer, and the Sixers and the Hornets are exchanging threes from beyond the arc. Oubre able to knock it down. The last 3 threes that have been attempted by both teams have gone in. Micic at the top of the perimeter. Okay, goes over towards his right side. Tries to find Richards down low. Oubre blocks him right at the rim. Yabusele gets the steal. Kelly Oubre Jr. did a good job of just staying on Nick Richards and just denied and rejected them at the rim. PG over on the left side. He thinks about giving it over to Oubre. Now does so. Oubre wide open three-pointer. Connects. 2 straight threes by Oubre and a block as well. It's raining three-pointers over at the Spectrum Center here in Charlotte. Oubre takes a charge on the other side, and the Sixers will get the ball back. Charge. Let's go, baby. And the Hornets are going to call for time. Brandon Miller's the one that bounced right into him and just tried to stand his ground, Oubre did. And the Sixers most certainly take that for sure. And the Hornets are going to call for time. How about Kelly Oubre Jr. with 2 threes, a block, and a charge over the last couple of minutes. And that's what's led to the Sixers' 5-point lead with 7:47 left to go. Like that. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button as well, and turn on the notification bell icons, chat. That's all you got to do. If you guys want to join the chat, you got to subscribe to the channel. I would love to hear from each and every one of you and figure out where y'all are tuning in from. Please let me know down below. Where are you tuning in from? What got you into the Sixers? And what do you think the final score of this game is going to be? Comment your thoughts about all 3 of those things down below. Let's take a sip of water. Mentioned before that the Sixers beat the Hornets at home in overtime. That was on November 10th. They won by a score of 107-105. And that was all because of, well, the person that stood out in that game, of course, was Jared McKean, who literally went off in double overtime and put up a very good ball game for the Sixers. Jeff Doughton Jr. had some good minutes off the bench in that game. Gershon Yabusele had 20 points and 8 rebounds off the bench, and he played really, really well. But yeah, it was an interesting one for sure. What's up? BW's here, tuning in from Thailand. What's going on? How you doing? How are you doing? And I loved Iverson's days at Georgetown. Man, could we use an Allen Iverson right now? Well, actually, I'm sorry. No, Tyrese Maxey is our new version of Allen Iverson, and I love Tyrese Maxey. But I'm just saying that from a sense of, I wish that we were contenders again now. And I don't know if that's the case anymore because of the big fella not being able to play and the injuries and all that sort of stuff. Where are you guys tuning in from? I'm tuning in from Springfield, Oregon. Nice. BW, by the way, please drop your link down below. Permanently Temporary and also Orioles Birdwatcher podcast. Please go follow my guy. Appreciate that. All right, so the Hornets challenged this play out of the timeout, and let's see if it worked or not. So there is a coach's challenge. There was a timeout called with about 7:47 left to go in this quarter. Coach's challenge. The call is overturned. The Hornets retain their timeout, and we're going to have some free throws by Brandon Miller. First foul shot is up, and it's in. I thought that Oubre took a charge there personally, but I'd have to see the replay. Miller averaging 20.5 points per game, 5.3 rebounds, and 3.7 assists as well. Here's the second foul shot. That's good, and it's now 13-10. Philadelphia leads it by 3, 7:40 left to go in the first quarter. Lots of dribble handoffs between the Sixers and a lot of their teammates. KJ Martin gets it over on the near corner, takes it down over towards the lane, hands it off over to Paul George, who was at the top of the key. Now he goes down the lane. He finds Yabusele, who tries to go for a three-pointer. That's no good. Paul George tips it into the hands of Nick Richards, and Charlotte now can tie it with a 3 or cut the deficit to 1 with a 2. 7:15 left remaining in quarter number 1. Philadelphia leads it 13-10. Micic over at the foul line. Hands it off over to Richards. There's a three-point shot by Saloon, and that's no good. He would have gotten the hockey assist there, Micic, and just could not get it because Saloon did not cash in. Here's Maxey over at the nail, backs up over towards the three-point line. Now wants to take it down over towards the lane. Euro step, runner, floater, yes! Maxey able to get a little scoop and score for the Sixers, and they lead it by 5. We've almost played halfway to the first quarter. Micic tries to find Richards down low in the post. Richards, baby hook, that's up and that's good. Nick Richards making another baby hook. That thing looks so deadly. It's like every time you give him a little bit of space down low on the block, he's just going to try to find a way to make something happen. Maxey with a long-distance tray. No good. Micic, rebound. Maxey intercepts the pass by Micic. Intended receiver was Nick Richards. Maxey in the Sixers front court. Hands it off over to Paul George. George at the top of the key. Tries to go down the lane, and he should have tried to score it there, but instead he tried to pass it to KJ Martin, and it went out of bounds and touched the baseline. KJ Martin was not even close to getting the basketball, and Paul George just should have been more aggressive there rather than just being passive. 15-12, though, is the score. Nonetheless, we have KJ Simpson out there for the Charlotte Hornets, who's just coming on in. 5:50 left to go. Simpson, or Miller, that is, hands it off over to Simpson. Simpson gets some space, puts up a three-point shot, hits off the front of the rim, doink. And KJ Martin corrals the miss. George down low to Yabusele. They try to feed Yabu. They do, and it works. He had a right-handed layup. He was just trying to box his defender down low and try to be very physical, and it most certainly worked, and the Sixers were able to get the mismatch, and they executed perfectly. Oubre playing defense on Brandon Miller, who catches, puts up a three-pointer. It was contested, and it was almost good, but KJ Martin grabs the rebound. Outlet pass over to Tyrese Maxey. Maxey steps back, lets it fly for 3. Oh, it's no good again. George tips it, or KJ Martin it is, but it goes into the hands of the Hornets. 17-12, Philadelphia leads it by 5 with 5 minutes left to go in quarter number 1. Sixers have committed 3 fouls. The Hornets have not committed a foul at all in this quarter. Richards goes downhill, gets the ball stripped by George and stolen by Maxey. Tyrese Maxey, he's going to try to drive it into the lane, goes up with a shot. He gets denied and rejected by Nick Richards. Bijan over on the other side, tries to give it up over to Simpson, and Simpson puts it up. He puts it in, but I think we have a foul called. Tijane Saloon was able to grab the rebound off of the missed shot by Tyrese Maxey. Nick Richards is the one that chased Tyrese Maxey down, and he blocked him. It was a clean block. and just really good defense on both sides. It's been back and forth defensively. Very, very fast-paced ball game so far. We have a transition foul called on Kelly Oubre Jr. That's why there was a stoppage in play. And Brandon Miller's going to go to the line for one free throw. And the Hornets will try to get the ball back as well. First foul shot, that's no good. Here comes Caleb Martin and Jared McCain in for the Sixers. So the Sixers' new lineup, it's Paul George, Gershon Yabusele, Adem Bona, Caleb Martin, I should say, and Kelly Oubre Jr. and Paul George. So that's the second personal foul on Kelly Oubre Jr. Here we go. Simpson gets the inbound pass. It's Josh Green who gets the ball stripped by Maxey. It goes out of bounds, and it was last touched by Tyrese Maxey. So now it's Mark Williams who will enter in. This is his first game that he's played since December 8th of 2023. He was out with a left foot tendon strain, and he's back out there tonight. Catching it is Williams. Or Richards, that is, on the inbound pass over on the corner. Williams tries to take it down the lane. Adem Bona goes up and down and plays really good, solid defense and contests his jumper. And the Sixers grab a rebound. Oubre over at the top of the key. Tries to light up a three-pointer, and that's good. Kelly Oubre Jr. is unconscious right now, ladies and gentlemen. All right, 9 points for Oubre. Three-pointer on the other side. It's good. However, Mark Williams did step out of bounds, so the three-pointer will not count, and the Sixers get the basketball back. How about Kelly Oubre, man? He's feeling it tonight. He's 3 for 3 from downtown. He's been lighting it up from 3. He also has a block, and he's been playing really good defense, and the Sixers are up because of him. Oubre gets it over on the other side, gets the inbound pass, a floater goes up, and it goes in and out. Oh, man, it was halfway in, and then it just spun right out at the last second. Hornets with the rebound. Brandon Miller's been ice cold so far in this game. He does have 4 points, but he's 0 for 2 from 3. He has it. Again, a guy that's averaging about 20.5 points per game. Miller goes down the lane. He's 6 feet 9 inches tall, trying to go up against Kelly Oubre Jr. Jumper is up, and that's good. Kelly Oubre played as good of a defense as you possibly could ask for. And just Brandon Miller was able to make able to make that elbow jumper look so easy. Nick Nurse will call for a timeout for the Sixers as they get it into their own front court. And the Sixers, they lead it by 6 with 3 minutes and 20 seconds left in exchange to go in quarter number 1. They're up 20-14. Okay. All right, what's good, everybody? Oh, wait, I'm not a mod. I guess no actual link posted. Oh, no worries. No, log on into the BW one, man. Oh, wait, hold up. Let me change that. I'll change that. Hold up 1 second. I'll add you as a mod on here. All I just have to do is ask. I didn't see that before, so I apologize. Let me add you as a mod, man. Beat up on them Charlotte Hornets, dude. I can't believe that we're in this spot, man. It's so sad to me. I expected that the Phillies were gonna be like. I expected the Phillies' downfall. As weird as that sounds, you're probably saying, no, you did not, JJ. I in the back of my head, I could see that coming. I did not see this coming. I expected that the Sixers were going to be the next team that we would say is most likely to win a championship in the city of Philadelphia. Right now, it's by far the Eagles. But I have been so underwhelmed, and I couldn't have been so wrong about a start to a season so far. Now there's still time left to go, but the odds are really against them, man. They really are. But we shall wait and see. Hopefully Joel comes back. I just don't even know. I don't even know. I'm tired of going through the drama and everything, but I bring all that up because it's just like, can we just have things our way? Can something go right for this city, dude? At least Matvei Michkov is playing really, really well for the Flyers. He had an overtime goal the other night. He's special. He's fun. He's so much fun to watch. He really is. I don't know if you guys are hockey fans, but I love watching him play. And I should probably go to the skate zone tomorrow to see if they're going to practice. I don't know if they are or not, so maybe I should do that. That's another reason why I wanted to get my lava leader or my my wireless microphone because I wanted to see if I could interview players like him, and I thought that would be like so cool. And I think that we'll be able to do that. Hey, now, there you go. There you go. There you go. Now you are a moderator. Let's go. I fixed it. The Flyers are a fun watch right now. They are, and so are the Eagles, man. I can't believe I'm saying that, but I'm bought back into the Eagles. Did not expect that either. This team, the whole city has proved me wrong. Opposite energy of the Sixers. Well, if the Sixers can just play their younger guys like what they're doing now, then I would be more excited about them. McCain comes in for the Sixers, inbounds the pass to Tyrese Maxey. Maxey goes downhill to Bona, and Bona throws it down! Oh, he had a wide-open lane, and Adem Bona was being ferocious, and a man amongst boys. Look out below for Adem Bona. 22-14, Hornets inbounded. That was awesome. Man, he has that jump, he has that athleticism, he has that skill. You got to continue to play this guy. He is awesome. Catching and shooting is Richards from three. Doink. No good. Offensive rebound, though. Adem Bona almost blocked the alley-oop pass. Instead, they're going to call a goaltending, I believe. Is that true? That was Nick Smith Jr. who got the offensive rebound. And the Hornets coaching staff looks really confused. I don't know what they're calling on the floor. Okay, I think that they're going to give him a goaltending. Tyrese, so yeah, they did. They gave him a goaltending, and then Tyrese Maxey got fouled, and Maxey's going to go to the line for one free throw, and that makes it 23-16. What happened? So I think that I want to wait and see like what the word is, but there must have been a technical foul that happened after the shot was attempted. Yep, Brandon Miller got called for a technical foul. KJ Simpson made the alley-oop layup on a goaltending, and that's what ended up happening. Maxey over to McCain. McCain wide open space, three-pointer. Swish! Jared McCain with his first three in about 3 games. 26-16. Jared McCain hits it from 25 feet. The Sixers are 5 for 10 from downtown. Here we go. Bad pass by Richards. It's stolen by McCain. McCain off to the races. Goes up with a left-handed hook shot. It's up and in. 5 straight points by Jared McCain, the rookie of the month of November. 3 steals by the Sixers. 3 of them, or all 3 of them, have been based on interceptions. Council tries to play defense over Miller. Miller's runner is up, and that's good. A right-handed floater by Brandon Miller, and he's starting to get a little bit hot. He scored 8 of the 18 points by the Hornets. Maxey skip pass over to Ricky Council, the 4th, who dribbles over towards the top of the key. McCain wants to cross over, tries to take it over to the cup. He puts it up, and a goaltending called on Mark Williams. 8 straight points, or I should say now 7 straight points by Jared McCain, and he's been taken over in this first quarter, being the spark plug off the bench. How about that? Sixers lead it by a dozen. 90 seconds left to go. Cody Martin going up against his brother, Caleb Martin. Cody plays for the Hornets. And of course, Caleb is on the Sixers. Cody Martin tries to hit a turnaround jumper over Tyrese Maxey, and it worked. Maxey played as good of a defense as you possibly could ask for. And Cody Martin off the dribble. He's not really a good shooter off the dribble, but he made a turnaround jump shot over from the far elbow. 30-20. Sixers up by 10. 60 seconds left to go in the first quarter. McCain, space, 3-point shot. That's up, and it was no good, but we do have a turnover called on Adem Bona, who gets called for an illegal screen. I don't know how that was an illegal screen. He wasn't even moving. So when he tried to set the pick for Tyrese Maxey to try to go into the lane, Maxey didn't even use the pick, but that was not even a moving screen. What are we doing, man? Paul George steps back in for Tyrese Maxey. So it's George, Martin, Bona, McCain, and Council. Who would have thunk? That's great. Williams will get the inbound, and it's KJ Simpson who has the basketball now. Cody Martin over at the top of the key. Dribble handoff over to Mark Williams, who's making his return tonight and is making his NBA season debut. his 2024-25 season debut. Misses a shot, though. Council gets the rebound. Council drives down the lane, gives it back over to Caleb Martin, and he had a lot of space to operate. How about the bounce pass by Ricky Council IV as he was in the lane and through traffic, and he finds a Dembona, and Bona slams it home. A little bit annoyed that Council didn't take the layup there, but regardless, how about the flashy pass that he was able to provide? I didn't even know he had that in his package. 16 seconds left to go, 5 seconds separating the shot clock from the game clock. Brandon Miller being guarded heavily by Paul George, goes up with a runner. It's up, no good. Williams tried to get the rebound. He lost the ball, but it was last touched by a Dembona. Goes to the bounds over on the baseline of the Hornets. 8.8 seconds left to go in quarter number 1. So the Sixers have a 12-point lead with 8.8 seconds left to go. Here comes the inbound pass. It'll be over towards Williams. Clock stops ticking now, or starts ticking. Here comes a runner that's up inside, no good, by KJ Simpson. Rebound by Caleb Martin. Three-quarters court shot is up, and he airballed it. Not by much, though. And we end the first quarter. Sixers lead it by 12. That's the second straight game where they had a really good first quarter. And that's something that is very positive for the Sixers, who are looking to go 5-14 on the season, and they're looking to beat up against the Charlotte Hornets. They lead at 32-20 as we head into quarter number 2. Okay. Good for the Sixers. Good for McCain. Let me make my notes right now. Kelly Oubre Jr.'s spark was awesome. Kelly Oubre, 7 points in a row. 3 threes. Kelly Oubre had 3 threes in a row. And then McCain came in off the bench, and he had 7 straight points. Off the bench was 7 straight. That's what stood out to me. Council's, I'm going to write down Ricky Council's rebound, and the flashy pass that he had. And flashy bounce pass. And then I got to talk about a Dembona. Put this guy in as the starting center, man. A Dembona dunk. These are all first quarter notes. It's great. Flashy bounce pass. Okay. I think that we're all good. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Make sure that you turn on the bell icons. I'm not unhappy with the start. So you're happy with the start. Hopefully Nurse will finally stop playing these old geezers and stick to the young guys. Yeah, don't know if I believe that or not. But I like the rotations, man. I do. I like what I'm seeing so far in this game. They got to continue to keep it up, though. They do not have good second quarters, and I hate to be the Debbie Downer, and I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer, I should say, but they do tend to have not such good second quarters after they end the first, and hopefully that changes. Don't forget to like and subscribe, folks, and turn on the bell icons, too, and that way you'll know when we go live. We got 28 people on here watching. Let's try to tell our friends. Let's try to spread the word, and let's get more and more people to come on here. I want us to get to 50 likes. We're halfway there. We're halfway to 50 likes, man. Ricky is such a dog. He is. He is a dog. Ricky the dog. Ricky Council is great. All right. So we have an inbound pass to the Charlotte Hornets. Hornets will have the basketball. It'll be Richards, Josh Green, Vasilije Micic, Cody Martin, and Seth Curry, former Sixer, out there. Dembona blocks the pass, and Jared McCain gets the steal. McCain over to Council. Council throws it down the lane and is able to dunk it for the Sixers. He gets the party started in the second quarter by going down with a deuce. 11:30 left to be played in the first half. Richards being heavily guarded by Adembona. Cody Martin gets some space, puts up a three-pointer, hits off the back of the rim. Offensive rebound by Josh Green. A lot of offensive rebounds so far by the Hornets. That's why they're still involved. Cody Martin will reset. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Martin had a nice shot earlier off of Tyrese Maxey. George sticks his hand in the cookie jar, though, dives for the loose ball. And by the time it went out of bounds, I believe that it was a shot clock violation. So, regardless, I don't think Paul George had full possession of the basketball. I think that they're going to call it a shot clock violation, and it'll be Sixers ball. Good defense by the Philadelphia 76ers. I like how Paul George was able to stick up to Cody Martin with 6 seconds left on the shot clock, and he was just like, you know what, I'm going to reach right in and try to steal my cookie back. 34-20, Philadelphia gets the inbound. It's Jared McCain. Dribbles over towards the right side, gets a pick from Paul George. Now he's looking for help, finds Counsell. George at the top of the key, dribbles with the right hand. Seth Curry on him. He wants to cross over. He tries to go with a shot. It gets blocked. Gets his own rebound, though. George goes down the lane, inside, outside, over to Caleb Martin for a three-pointer. That's no good. Man, come on, PG. We need you to try to be aggressive. I understand that you're trying to get your teammates involved, but you had a chance to try to draw some contact and try to create yourself, 2 free throws there. 34-20, and we've reached the 92nd point so far in this second quarter. We played 90 seconds, I should say. Caleb Martin tries to sacrifice his body, and he cannot draw the charge. I thought that maybe he did. They did not call that. Adembona tries to go up for a rebound over Nick Richards, and he can't do so. And we have a foul called on the Sixers. Sixers are 4-14. They have a 2-7 record on the road. We have some free throws coming on up for the Charlotte Hornets. Adembona is the one that's guilty for committing the shooting foul. Sixers have played the Hornets a total of 124 times in the regular season, with 64 victories for the Sixers and 60 for the Hornets. First foul shot that's up and good by Nick Richards, goes up for the second free throw, and he puts it up and he puts it in. So 64 wins for the Sixers. Last time that they played, of course, the Sixers won. The Sixers have actually won their last 7 games against the Charlotte Hornets and have also won 8 of their last 11 against them. Here comes a 2 by Jared McCain as he drives it and scoops it up and takes it right over to the cup and finishes with the right hand. So 36-22 is the score now. Richards goes up with a 2, or Seth Curry, that is, goes up with the elbow jumper, and he gets fouled in the act of shooting. So we're going to have some free throws coming up for Seth Curry, who at one point was a Philadelphia 76er. Remember, Daryl Morey signed him. It was back in the 2020-21 season, and he ended up trying to get a 3-year contract out of it. And it was a very, very good deal. He's now 34 years old, though. He's had a pretty good NBA career. First foul shot, that's up and in. Of course, he's the younger brother of Steph Curry, and their father was Del Curry. Ended up going to Duke, and currently ranks 8th in NBA history in career three-point field goal percentage coming into today. Second foul shot, that's up, and that's in. Philadelphia up by a dozen. Caleb Martin on a dribble handoff over to Jared McCain, another dribble handoff over to Paul George. A lot of ISO ball movement so far in this game. George steps back, goes up with an elbow jumper, no good. Bona mistimed the rebound and then went over his head. He tried to leap up for it, but he could not time it properly. 9:28 left to be played in the second quarter. Curry with the rock, hands it off over to Cody Martin, and Martin drives it. Martin outside, though, to Micic on the near wing for a tray, and he throws it up and throws it in. Vasilije Micic, who got to play in the Olympics this summer, is playing in his first NBA season, so he is a rookie. He's born in Yugoslavia. Sixers turn it over. Richards gets the steal, or Micic gets the steal, tries to get the hockey assist, and Adembona able to block him. I believe they were going to have a foul called. It was Nick Richards who tried to go up with a layup, and we fell a little bit behind on the action there. 36-27 is the score. So Micic gave it up to Josh Green, and then it was Green who tried to give it up to Nick Richards. He got rejected by Caleb Martin and Adem Bona. They both got 2 pieces of the hand on it, but Caleb Martin is the one guilty for committing the shooting foul. Please hit that thumbs up button. Please hit that subscribe button as well. Come on, chat. Where are you guys at? Where are you at? I want to see more people talking down low. First foul shot. That's up. No good. I know that we're all busy, and I get that, but I want us to grow our family on here, man. I really do. And I want us to be very engaging on here. I feel like the only way that we're going to continue to grow is if we engage with each other. Kyle Lowry's back out there for the Sixers for the first time tonight. George tries to get the rebound off the missed free throw. That's no good. And Gershon Yabusele comes up with it instead. So Kyle Lowry making his first appearance in a couple of weeks. Lowry gives it up over to Caleb Martin. He's trying to direct traffic over at the top of the key. Gets a screen set by Yabusele. Martin's floater is up, and he can't even hit the rim. Actually, I'm sorry, he hit the back of the rim, but it was ever so slightly. 36-27, rebound by Charlotte. Here we go. Richards downhill, goes up with a shot, and Kyle Lowry fouls him in the act of shooting. Lowry now is an afro. Ugh. Man. It looks good, though. It looks good on him. Please, don't get that wrong. Reggie Jackson is also available to play, too. He has knee soreness. Kyle Lowry missed some time with a hip strain, and Caleb Martin was out with back soreness. Richards' first free throw, he puts it up and swishes it. Charlotte Hornets, of course, were owned by Michael Jordan for a little bit of time. He still has a little percentage of the Charlotte Hornets, but now it's Gabe Plotkin and co-owner Rick Schnall, who are the owners of the Charlotte Hornets. It was sold. Jordan sold his majority stake to Plotkin and Schnall back in August of 2023. The foul shot is up, and that's good. Sixers just 1 for 1 from the line. The Charlotte Hornets are 9 for 12. George, step back, 3-point shot. He puts it up, and he puts it in for the Philadelphia 76ers. So Paul George was able to knock down the tray. That's his second three-pointer of the evening. 7:57 left remaining in the second quarter. And we have a shot that goes up. That's no good by Charlotte. Micic, rebound. Runner is up. No. And the Sixers are able to corral it. It's Caleb Martin over on the other side that's able to muster it up for Philadelphia. Martin outside over to Yabusele. He had a lot of time to take a three. He decided not to. George will take a three instead, and that one goes down the drain. Paul George with 6 straight points for Philadelphia, and he is heating up like a locomotive. And a timeout called by Charlotte. The Sixers have 42 points on the board. The Hornets have 29. 7:31 left remaining in the first half. Okay. All right. I'm going to take a very, very quick step off. I'll be right back in just a few moments. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. I need to stretch. Running out of words, says Jacob Marino, to describe how valuable the energy that the Sixers' young core is providing off the bench. Please hit that thumbs up button, guys. Please hit the subscribe button as well, and turn on the bell icons as well. And that way you'll know when we go live for Sixers basketball, Eagles football, and Phillies baseball. 42-29 is the score. Georgia scored 2 straight threes in a row for Philadelphia. Seth Curry gets a catch-and-shoot three-pointer off, and that's no good. George climbs the ladder, comes down the chimney with the board, and corrals the rebound. Crosses over about 3 times as he gets into the Sixers front court. Gets a screen set. Three-pointer again by PG. He's on fire! He got a screen again by Yabusele, and Paul George is feeling it in Charlotte. Sixers try to come away with a steal as the ball goes out of bounds, and it was last touched by Charlotte. They're going to say that Micic had it last. It was over by the scorer's table and just lost possession of the basketball. How about Paul George with 3 straight threes, and they were just boom, boom, ba-boom. Back-to-back-to-back threes. It's awesome. All right, 6:47 left to go. Just feed the hot hand, man. It doesn't matter if he's making if he's making them. You just gotta keep shooting, man. Oubre hands it off over to Maxey. Maxey hands it off over to Paul George. What's George gonna do this time? Behind the back bounce pass over to Gershon Yabusele. Yabusele loses it, gets it back, tries to go with a shot, and he's fouled. I thought he was fouled. He lost the ball, picks it back up over at the corner, spins, turns, fires a 3. No good, and that one goes in and out. 45-29. Here's a three-pointer that's up by Richards, and he can't knock that one down. Kyle Lowry grabs the rebound. Lowry goes with a dribble handoff over to Tyrese Maxey. Maxey tried to fight through the physicality. The ball got blocked, though, and Maxey did not get a foul call in his favor. Josh Green over on the far corner. Tries to find Richards, who cuts over to the basket and rims and rocks the rim, I should say, to make it 45-29 or 45-31. Oh, my gosh. I'm mustering up on my words. Got to lock in, JJ. Maxey hands it off over to Kyle Lowry. Philadelphia needs to try to come up with another 3 here. Here's Oubre, who catches and shoots it and makes it from 3, thanks to another assist by Paul George. So that's his 4th 3 today. Paul George and Kelly Oubre Jr. have combined to make 7 threes in this first half. Shot goes up by Miller. No. Offensive rebound. And a putback is no good either by Mark Williams, and he gets fouled by Paul George. He'll head on over to the line, and he'll shoot some free throws. This Charlotte Hornets team has been out-rebounding the Sixers. Really not on the stat sheet. You know, you see 17-16, but there have been a lot of important rebounds that have gone their way just from watching the game. 48-31, Sixers up by 17 points. Mark Williams at the nail. First foul shot, good. KJ Martin will sub back in for the Sixers. We also have a substitution for the Charlotte Hornets. We'll get to that in just a few moments. Mark Williams is at the line. He played with the Duke Blue Devils back in 2020, or was drafted back in 2022, and was the first-round pick by Charlotte, 15th overall pick in that draft. Averaged 12.7 points per game last year, 9.7 rebounds as well. Ends up making the second free throw. KJ Martin goes up with a 3 on the other side for the Sixers. No good. Oubre offensive rebound. Back inside is Yabusele, who tries to get a layup, and that's going to result in 2 free throws as he gets fouled. And he'll head over to the foul line and shoot a pair of foul shots. How about the nice little zip pass from Kelly Oubre Jr. after he got a nice rebound? It was a no-look pass over to Gershon Yabusele. He saw that the double team was coming. He was like, I got to throw it away, and I got to give it to somebody else. And he did. Yabusele's first free throw is up, and it doinks off the front of the rim and dances outside towards the right. Gershon has not really been the best free throw shooter, just about a 75% foul shooter. And the second foul shot.
Excellent.
And that. Gives him 5 points and 6 rebounds on the night. Here comes a steal by Gershon Yabusele and a little behind-the-back pass over to Tyrese Maxey. Maxey with a floater inside, and throwing it up and down is K.J. Martin. An alley-oop pass by Tyrese Maxey, sport by Gershon Yabusele's defense. He actually was able to stick his hand in the cookie jar. He got the steal, and then he was off balance. He had to go over towards the near side to try to save the basketball, and he just passed it to Tyrese Maxey. He could have blindfolded him, and he still would have made that pass on the money, and Maxey was down low on the baseline by the time that he caught it and just threw it up in midair. No look pass to KJ Martin, and Martin threw it down with ease. Timeout by Charlotte. This is the best half that the Sixers have played all season long. Everybody looks like they're gelling. Everybody's having fun. And this is really good to see. This is very, very good to see. You got to build off of this. And you got to keep it up. But I love what I'm seeing so far. This is the best first half. This is the best half that the Sixers have played at all this season. The best half, by far. It's awesome. K9 PG connection, dude. It's insane. Hit the thumbs up button, man. Hit that subscribe button as well. And turn on the bell icons. I am going to start getting guests on next week, man. I am going to start getting guests on at halftime next week, and that should be really cool. I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm not going to spill the beans as to who it's going to be just yet, because I want to keep you guys in the loop. And that would be fun. I don't even know if the Sixers are playing. Just jumping in. Thanks for covering, JJ. I got you, man. Thanks so much for stopping by. Appreciate you, my friend. Please spread the word. Please tell your friends about this channel. I want to continue to grow the play-by-play with JJ community, man. I know that we have some awesome other content creators on here, and that's no disrespect to them. I just want to continue to build our brand, too. You know what I'm saying? We got to do what we got to do. So make sure that you tell your friends, tell your kids, tell your wife, tell your husbands, tell your loved ones that play-by-play with JJ covers the Sixers. And if you want traditional play-by-play, that's where you got to go. That is the wave. This is the way. I got to rewatch that series. I'm definitely 100% enthusiastic about this game. Yeah, it's the best half that they've played all season. Wow. (51-33) is the score. We have a three-point shot that's up by Brandon Miller. That's no good. And Mark Williams gathers the rebound. He goes back up with it, and he's able to put it up and in. 51-35. So the Hornets have 6 offensive boards. Philadelphia has 5. KJ Martin again showing off the athleticism by going down the lane, parting the Red Sea, and throwing it down with 2 hands. It's just too easy for him, man. You can't give him any sort of space or else he'll just jump out of the building. Maxey strips it. Lowry steals it. Maxey gets it back over in the Sixers front court. Alley-oop pass over to KJ Martin. And that is just going to be battered around, and it goes into the hands of Nick Richards. Man, Tyrese Maxey as a facilitator, it is fun to watch. I love how he's passing it more. And it's funny because now he has athletic guys that can help him do those types of things. Lowry tries to play good defense. Tyrese Maxey gets called for a foul, though, I believe. He will. With 7 seconds left on the shot clock. This is a really good offensive possessions, a lot of them by the Sixers. They're gelling. They're playing really, really well together. They look like they're having fun. The play calling is now coming through. And when you just put bodies out there, when you match up athleticism with athleticism, this is how the NBA works. This is just how it goes, man. First foul shot, that's no good. How many points does Tyrese Maxey have, JJ? In case you are just tuning in, Maxey today only 3 points, 6 assists, though, and 1 rebound. He's been a facilitating point guard today, and it's been great to watch. The question is, when's Jared McKean going to go back out there? Second foul shot, that's good. And Brandon Miller able to knock down that free throw. Paul George over on the bench, the lineup for the Sixers. It's Lowry, Oubre, Maxey, Martin, and Yabusele. Martin goes down the lane, kicks it back out over to Kyle Lowry. He was at the top of the key. Martin catches, puts up a three-pointer. In and out it goes. Hopefully he can start making those threes because that can really elevate his game. Richards spins, turns, tries to float it up, and he floats it in. Hit off the front of the rim and just was able to go up and in for him. 53-38 now with 3 minutes left to go in quarter number 2 at the Spectrum Center in Charlotte. Maxey dribbles with the right hand, a little give and go to KJ Martin, who tries to put it up, can't put it in, and it's stolen by Cody Martin. Maxey really just trying to be a pass-first type of a player in this game, and it's been working for the Sixers so far, but you still need him to be aggressive when he has to be. That shot's up and in by Cody Martin. All right. 2.5 minutes left to go in the second quarter. Martin outside over to Oubre. Oubre over at the nail. Runner goes up, way too strong. And the Sixers try to get the rebound. Oubre, I think, it touched his hand last. Are they going to say it touched Nick Richards' hand? They were going to say that it barely touched his left hand, Richards, that is. And now Jared McKean will come back in for KJ Martin. And Paul George steps in for Kyle Lowry. So now it's back to the starting lineup, except Oubre is out there and not KJ Martin. Maxey will inbound the pass over to Gershon Yabusele, and he bounces it over to PG. Yabusele tries to set a pick for him. George goes down the lane, scoops it up, and is able to put it up and in for Philadelphia. 14 points by Paul George, 2 rebounds, and 3 assists as well. He's 4 for 5 from downtown. Josh Green tries to get the basketball. The ball gets deflected by Oubre, and it goes out of bounds. It was a pass over to what intended to be Cody Martin, and just could not find him. Oubre did a good job of covering him. Man, oh man. 55-40. Philadelphia leads it by 15. Miller gets the inbound pass. Miller goes down over towards the right side. Tries to put it up. Can't put it in. Over towards that baseline with the right hand. Sixers had a rebound. George over on the near side for the Sixers. He tries to bully Cody Martin down low. Steps back. Foul line jumper. It's up. Too strong. Richards corrals the miss. That was a 16-foot jump shot by Paul George. Too much mustard on that one. Cody Martin kisses it off the window and puts it in for Charlotte on a 3. Sixers have to try to answer back. They lead it by 12 with 1:20 left to be played in quarter number 2. Charlotte is in the bonus. Sixers are not in the bonus just yet. Maxey with a dribble handoff over to Yabusele for a 3-pointer. That's off the mark. He had all day and night to shoot it. And the rebound goes to Charlotte over on the other side. Green catches, lights it up for 3 with a couple of side steps. No. And we have a loose ball foul called on Philadelphia. It'll be on Kelly Oubre Jr. And the Hornets get a defensive rebound out of it. What's going on, man? The free throw jumper is the only mid-range he can't hit, says KGB, which is really weird because he should be able to do so. So we have some free throws coming on up. First foul shot is up, and that's good to make it now 55-44. Took a while for the score to change. Bidding for Juan Soto apparently has reached $600 million already. 55-44 as the second foul shot's no good. Yabusele hands it off to Maxey. Maxey down the lane. Kicks it out to McCain. McCain trying to be aggressive and now he lost his dribble. Gives it back outside over to Caleb Martin. Yabusele down low over to Caleb Martin. Martin steps back, goes up with a 2, and he airballed it. He thought he was fouled, and I thought he was too. But Cody Martin's the one that grabs the rebound. How do you airball that shot? I thought that maybe he was fouled. I have to see a replay, though. 23 seconds left to go here in this second quarter. Brandon Miller being heavily guarded by Caleb Martin. Miller now gets the switch that he wants, and it's Paul George on him. George sticks his hands into the cookie jar. Sixers try to come up with a steal. It's Yabusele who tries to clobber it up, and the ball goes out of bounds. It was Nick Richards who last touched it, as he was right there to try to fight with Gershon. And with 8.4 seconds left to go, the Sixers have time to put up one more shot. George gets the inbound pass, and we have a foul called on Cody Martin with 6.1 seconds left to go in the first half. So we will have a recap of this first half in just a little bit. Just you wait. Don't you worry about that. Cody Martin got called for a personal foul, and they certainly had a foul to give. They actually had a couple of fouls to give. So Sixers will inbound it to Gershon Yabusele. Yabusele, 5 seconds left on the game clock. Gives it up to George. George, a wide open pass over to Martin for 3. No good. It was on the far corner, too. It was a good shot. It was wide open. Just could not knock it down. Philadelphia is up 55-44 as we go into halftime. They lead it by 11. Can they keep their foot on the gas pedal is the question. Okay. All right. So I have thoughts. I want to hear what you guys have to say, though, for sure. Why is this like that? I'm so sorry. Nobody's saying that the NBA scores graphic was covered. Dude, come on. Are we paying attention? What's going on? NBA scores graphic is covered, and now I gotta change that. I didn't know that. Whatever. It is what it is. You just gotta tell me, guys. Speak up. Where is it? It's under gifts and scores, right? Okay. There we go. That's better. That's better. All right, I'll be right back in just a few moments. I want to talk about this team, and I want to talk about that first half, but give me just a little second to breathe a little bit, and I'll see you very, very soon. Can y'all hear me? Testing 1, 2, 3. There we go. Welcome back to the Sixers halftime report here on Play by Play with JJ. My name is Jason Joseph. Make sure you guys hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button as well. Turn on the notification bell icons too, and that way you know when I go live. Sixers lead at 55-44 at the half. They put up 23 points in the second quarter, but they put up 32 and outscored the Hornets 32-20 in that first quarter, and that was really the difference of the game so far. I loved what they did coming out of the gate. I liked that lineup, putting in KJ Martin. I thought that was interesting. I still would like Jared McCain to start, but again, like, I can kind of understand why he's coming off the bench. They want to provide some scoring off the bench, and I understand, but I just think that it would be really good to try to get him into the starting lineup. I want him to get rolling, but he's playing a little bit better, Jared McCain. We'll get into the specifics and the details. The biggest thing that stood out to me was actually McCain did have a nice little run. First, it was Kelly Oubre, who was able to make some important three-pointers. He made 3 threes in a row and was able to do a good job at getting space, and he was operating too, and he got some really, really nice rebounds that sort of gave the Sixers a little bit of some fire, and I liked that. I forget what the score was at the time, but by the time he got those 3 straight threes, then they called a timeout, the Hornets, and that sort of was like, all right, there's punch number 1. And then punch number 2 came when Jared McCain came on in, and he had 7 straight points. He had a 3-pointer, and then he had 2 nice layups, which were really, really cool. One of them, he was attacking the rim, and he decided in midair, instead of just going overhanded with the layup, he just decided to just do it underhanded, then made a decision at the very last second, and it worked. And he did great with that. Tyrese Maxey's passing abilities have really stood out to me today. We are seeing Tyrese Maxey continue to flourish this season as a point guard. And you know what, man? 3 points for him, but 6 assists, 2 steals, and 1 block. He is buying in on the defensive side, and he is being a pest on defense. He's really buying in, and he's locking in as well. 1 for 7 he is from the field, but he's making an impact in so many other ways. He's giving other people their shots. He knows that it's not his night, and he's trying to be unselfish. And for the Sixers to actually still be executing with that type of play is really impressive to me. Paul George was on fire in that second quarter. The Sixers were up 32-20, and it was sort of a stalemate for a little bit of time, and then Paul George was like, you know what, I'm just going to start to heat up. And he made 1 3, then he made his second 3. It was a step-back jumper off of a screen from Gershon, and he was still able to put it up and in. That was cool. And then the third 3 after the timeout was called by Charlotte was the one where he had the inbound pass. He got the ball back, and then he worked around the screen, and the defender was still on him, and he still made it contested. And that was awesome. And I could see by the look in his face, as soon as he released it, it was still going to go in. And it did. It most certainly did. So, but yeah. What are your thoughts about that first half? Please let me know down below in the comments section. I would really, really appreciate that. What was something that you enjoyed watching in that first half? I really enjoyed Paul George. Gershon, I thought, did good on the rebounding side of things. He's cold today, though, from 3. But, again, guys are still making an impact. I like how everybody has their own footprints on this game. Adem Bona, again, comes off the bench, has a couple of ridiculous dunks. And you see Tyrese Maxey doing some alley-oop passes because the Sixers have athleticism out there, and they have size, and they have young guys that are actually attacking and going to the rim and playing very physical basketball. That's all it takes. Kyle Lowry comes back in. What do you know? He should have been a -4. He's a +4. 7 minutes, no points, 2 rebounds. Does not look like himself, and I think we got to call it quits on Kyle Lowry, man. I'm done. Done with the whole Kyle Lowry experience. Eric Gordon hasn't played, though, which is interesting. I guess that he wanted to, Nick Nurse was going to upset us one way or another by playing one of those guys. But the Sixers had a big enough lead where they could, I guess, kind of play with that. But he was going to do it anyway, so I'm not really making excuses or whatever. Ricky Council IV. Dude, how about that bounce pass that he had? Gershon Yabusele had, this was a different play, but Yabusele actually got a steal, lost control of the ball. It was about ready to go out of bounds, and he tried to save it and pass it at the same time, and it went directly into the breadbasket of Tyrese Maxey's hands on the block, and then Maxey just threw up an alley-oop pass to KJ Martin. They're winning this game because of ball movement and because of fluidity. They're gelling. There's energy out there because they have basketball players. Guys that could just create their own shots, play physical, and go up and down the court with any of the players out there. It's good. It's really, really good. Council, as I mentioned, or as I started to mention, 2 points. He had 2 assists as well. 1 rebound in 6 minutes. Thought that he did some nice things too. Want him to continue to play more. Every time he's out there, something positive seems to happen for the Sixers when he's playing. So, I don't know. I just would like to see more of that. What stood out to you, though, man? Who was the starting center? V called it while joking. Who called it? You called it? You called it? Yeah, I don't know. Let me know what your thoughts are on this game down below so far, because I think that I spoke. I gave you a lot of insight. I want to hear from you guys, man. I really do. We got 23 people tuning in on here. Make sure that you hit the thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button as well. But yeah. What else stood out to you in that first half? I wanted to see. So the Sixers had all these young athletes, says DJ. Actually, sorry, this was Sixers era 76. It was retweeted by DJ. So the Sixers had all these young athletes, but Mr. Nurse wanted to quote unquote give the vets a crack at it. I'm so disgusted with this franchise, man. DJ, we could have had a better record than this and actually watched some good hoops. Again, it's not rocket science. Doesn't take somebody who, studies the game. Like, I understand, like, sometimes you look too deep. Sometimes what tends to happen, and it happens to all of us, I'm not making excuses for Nick Nurse, we tend to overanalyze things, and we don't zoom out, and we don't get that outside perspective, and we make things more complicated than they have to be, rather than just go into the simple answer because we can't see what the simple answer is. This time, though, the difference is that I think that he sees what the answers are. And I think that he saw that this was coming and he didn't act upon it. I really do believe that. How can you not see that? How can you not see that there's a light out there for this team when they play younger guys? Now they're actually executing more of his play calling schemes. And to be fair, in this game, I have seen a lot of dribble handoffs, but even still, when they are calling plays and whatever, they're executing at a better level because they have the young athletic guys out there. I don't know how it would take somebody forever to see that. I don't know. But regardless, he was being very stubborn. And we got really mad at him and really annoyed, and rightfully so. Now, for the most part, over these last 2 games, he's doing what he should be doing. Keep it up, though, in the second half. That's all I got to say. If we go young, it's always about ball movement. All the teams are playing that way now. That's just how basketball is played, man. Like, you have to have athletic guys, and you just have to have guys that are willing to put the ball in the hoop. That's pretty much how the game goes. That's how it's pretty much always been, except, a lot of the bigger, like, superstars were centers. Not saying that there's not a lot now, because, of course, you have Jokic and Giannis. And, the reputation still goes to Joel Embiid with that, too. But, yeah. Yeah, man. I don't know. All right, let's go back. Here we go, 55-44 as we start off the second half. Charlotte has the ball. And there will be Josh Green who gets it for the Charlotte Hornets. Hands it off over to Vasilije Micic. Micic foul line jumper, puts it up too strong. Yabusele gets the rebound, and he got elbowed right in the face, but he went over to the ground. No foul was called, but the Sixers have possession anyways. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon, baby. Let's go. KJ Martin will hand it off over to Tyrese Maxey. Dribbles over towards the left side. Martin over at the nail. Finds PG for a three-pointer. In and out it goes. PG was over on that far corner as the Sixers now go from right to left. Going left to right, though, is the Charlotte Hornets. Vasilije Micic hands it off over to Nick Richards. The Hornets are in their purple and white uniforms and have the green Hornets on the front side of the chest. How about Brandon Miller zipping it down low over to Nick Richards, wide open towards the cup, and he is able to jam it in there. 55-46, and for the first time in quite some time, the Hornets have cut the deficit into single figures. Maxey steps back, goes over to the nail, kicks it back out to Gershon Yabusele, wide open three-pointer. That's way off the mark. He had all day and night to shoot it again, and he's 0 from 3, at least 0 for 5. Miller, three-pointer, and he shows him how it's done, and now it's all of a sudden a 6-point ball game. Uh-oh. Sixers only up by 6. 10:20 left to be played in the third quarter, and the Sixers could use a bucket. They have not scored at all since the start of this quarter. George lost the ball for a second. It went out of bounds, but it was last touched by the Charlotte Hornets. Okay. George and Oubre combined to score 28 points. KJ Martin inbounds it over to Tyrese Maxey. Maxey lets it fly, steps back, hits a three, and the Sixers get some breathing room. Good job by Tyrese Maxey to be able to knock down his second tray of the day. 6 points, 6 assists for him as well. We have a turnover called on Vasilije Micic. It's a double dribble, and you don't really see that too much, but that was the right call. Maxey to George at the top of the key. Works over towards the right side. Tried to work around the screen. He gets double-teamed. Hands it off again over to Tyrese Maxey as he gets blitzed. Steps back, crosses over, takes it over towards the nail. Tries to put up a shot. Can't do so. How's that not a foul? I don't know. Josh Green was all over in his face and literally just tagging along his jersey, and if they didn't call that a foul. Oubre snags the rebound off of the bad shot by Nick Richards as Paul George, I think he got a little piece of it. They're going to say that he did. George outside to KJ Martin, who catches, puts up a three. Swish goes the basketball. KJ Martin with 7 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 dime as well. That's his first 3 tonight. Only guy that hasn't scored a 3 in the starting lineup for the Sixers has been Gershon Yabusele, who's 0 for 5 from 3, but he has 9 rebounds. We have a foul called on the Charlotte Hornets. Gershon Yabusele tried to drive it over to the basket, and I think that he just got fouled there. Then KJ Martin from 3 with his new release, or I trust KJ Martin from 3 with his new release as romp. Dude, his shot looks really good now. KJ Martin's shot actually looks good. Crazy when you really think about it. 61-49. First foul shot is up, and that one is swished by Vasilije Micic. Get to talk about him a little bit more in just a few moments. Micic so far in this game, 4 points, 1 rebound, and 1 assist as well. He's a rookie this year. Foul shot, the second one. That's good. Micic was actually selected by the Philadelphia 76ers in the 2014 NBA draft, but he's making his rookie season, or he started off his rookie season, which was this year, with the Charlotte Hornets. It was a second-round draft pick. You have a shot that goes up, and that's no good by Paul George, but it's going to be a personal foul called on Brandon Miller. Now give a chance for Tyrese Maxey to inbound it, and he does. Gives it up to over to KJ Martin. Dribble handoff over to Maxey, who zips it over to Paul George over at the top of the wing. Goes up with an elbow jumper. It's a little bit strong. Yabusele tries to fight through contact and get a rebound. It was last touched by Nick Richards, they're going to say, and he is adamant about that. Gershon Yabusele says, nope, I did not touch it last. That was him. And the Hornets are going to call for time, and they're going to challenge this. Let's see again. Ooh. I don't know. It looked like when Yabusele was trying to corral it, that I think Richards did get a piece of his finger, his middle finger on it. So a timeout is called. We've played less than 4. We played about 3.5 minutes here in this third quarter so far. And time will be called, and the Sixers and Hornets will be right back. Sixers lead it by 10. All right. Good stuff. What's up? What's up, Asia? Come on, man. We got to get to 50 likes. We got 20 people on here watching. I don't know why our numbers are going down, man. I don't know why they're going down, bro. JJ, can I be a mod? This is Asia. I don't just give it out. I mean, let me think about it for a little bit. You know, I appreciate you for coming on over here, but let me just think about it. You know, it's nothing to do with you. But yeah, let me think about it. Dude, I woke up today and you know, I did a run this morning. And it was nice to do that run, but I've been so tired ever since then. I went to bed, I took a nice little 4-hour snooze, and my stomach really hasn't been feeling so good. Don't know why, but it's just one of those nights. It's one of those nights, man. How's everybody else's day though going? Please comment down below. Let me know how your day's going. What else was I going to say? That's pretty much it. Maybe we should go raid somebody after the next time out. That's what we'll do. Who else is tuning in? If you guys are silent, that's fine. I know that some people are busy, but let me know if you are tuning in, if you're still here with us. I don't think it's you. I think it's the Sixers. They aren't even grabbing the viewers. Well, it's not just that. I'm not offended by it. I'm really not. You know, instead of it makes me, part of it is the Sixers. Also, I know the PHLY is doing their own stuff now. I know that Chat Sports has their own channel. I know that the competition is high. It's not just that though, but I feel like I need to be promoting more, cutting more shorts, and I need to literally post more and more and more stuff. Lou's still here. Easy Gamers is still here. Thank you guys so much for being here, by the way. Today's been good, and it will be better with a W. I agree. I agree with that. 61-51 is the score. 8:37 left to be played in the third quarter. As coming out of the timeout, Sixers have the ball, and the call was overturned. So it's Charlotte basketball. Sorry, I'm losing it. It's Charlotte basketball. The ball went out of bounds, was last touched by the Sixers. Micic gets the dribble handoff over at the top of the key. Brandon Miller steps back, turns around. It's a three-pointer with the shot clock winding down, and he's able to knock it down. Miller now 1 for 6 from 3, and 14 points for him. 8 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Philadelphia only up by 7 now, though, and hopefully that does not come back to bite them. I am definitely 100% enthusiastic about this game. I feel that for sure. Sixers can't make a shot over on the other side. George tries to get a steal off of a bad pass over to Nick Richards. Instead, it goes into his hands. Brandon Miller, three-pointer. He felt it, and guess what? It did not go in. So, rebounded by Tyrese Maxey. Actually does cross over, though. Finds Yabusele, who hesitated, thought about taking the three. He's been struggling tonight from downtown. George goes down the lane, scoops it up, puts it up and in, and one. Oh, floater by PG. And, I will tell you that when he does feel confident about going to the basket and he does decide to shoot it, every time it does go in. Even though we say that we want him to do it more at certain moments in time, he is very efficient. There's no doubt about it. It's also the Sixers. There's so much negativity around this team. No, for sure. I gotta promote more, man. Like, I definitely see that for sure. I gotta promote more. And you know what? It's good, because guess what? I know that that's what I gotta do, and now we're gonna capitalize on that. So PG able to go to the line.
Excellent.
And make the free throw. So that makes it 64-54. That is the score now for Philadelphia. Shot clock winding down as Charlotte has the ball. Miller goes up with a three. It's airballed, and the shot clock violation is called on Charlotte. How about Gershon Yabusele being a very dominant force down below as Micic tried to drive it into the lane, and Gershon just rejected him, and that's why they had to force up a shot. George gets fouled away from the basketball as he was trying to work around the screen, and Nick Richards sort of tripped him. That was Brandon Miller, actually. There's 7:01 left to be played in the third quarter. 64-54, that is the score. And Tyrese Maxey will inbound it for Philadelphia. Maxey over to KJ Martin, who's had a very efficient game today. 2 rebounds and 7 points for him in this ball game. George zips it over to Oubre. Oubre takes it over towards the nail. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Down low is KJ Martin. 3-pointer, though, by Gershon. Another wide-open shot, and he just cannot buy a bucket from downtown. Alley-oop pass that goes inside to Nick Richards. That's reflected off of his hands, and it goes into the hands of Gershon Yabusele. Maxey for 3 on the other side. No. Offensive rebound by Yabusele. He hands it off over to Kelly Oubre Jr. Oubre lost the ball, and the Sixers have a turnover as it goes out of bounds, and it'll be actually, they're going to call goaltending. He went up with a shot. I thought that maybe it was blocked for a second, but no, he did. He went up with a shot on the first time, and they call goaltending there. Miller, 3-pointer, bang! Brandon Miller from the near wing at the Spectrum Center, able to hit another 3-pointer. He's now 3 for 9 in this game. 20 points, 7 for 16 shooting-wise from the field, and he's keeping Charlotte involved. Maxey gets a little bounce pass over to KJ Martin, and Martin gets fouled. Tyrese Maxey, being a playmaker tonight and a little wizard, has really elevated his game to another level. 5:56 left to be played in this third quarter. Wonder when Jared McCain is going to go back out there for the Sixers, but so far he's not coming back in. 66-57. Martin at the foul line puts it up, and it trickles in. Now Jared McCain will come on in, and so will Caleb Martin, and a plethora of other Charlotte Hornets. That's a good vocab word. I'm trying to, every single game, I want to try to use one more vocabulary word, one word that I don't have in my vocabulary, and try to do that. Try to use at least one word, one new word. And that was a good one. 5:56 left to go in the third quarter. Martin at the foul line. Second foul shot. Here it is. It's up.
Excellent.
68-57 as he knocks it down. 5 minutes and 50 seconds left to be played here in the third quarter. Philadelphia up in double figures again. It's KJ Simpson who's back out there. Diabite as well. And Josh Green. Here's Green who goes down the lane, gives it up to Simpson. Simpson goes up with a shot, and we have another whistle called. It's going to be on Caleb Martin. I'm sorry, it's going to be on Charlotte. And Caleb Martin has his feet set, they're going to say. And Sixers are going to get a rebound from it as they committed a foul. It was Musa Diabate who got called for a loose ball foul. Huffy, not too bad. Huffy. Who's Huffy? Here it works. It's CA from PA. Thanks so much for coming by. One's in the chat for the ones. Yes, sir. Adem Bone is going to go to the foul line, and he'll put the first free throw up, and he makes it. That's going to put the Sixers in the bonus. So they walk the floor for free throws. Second foul shot by Adem Bone. He puts this one up, and he swishes that one too.
Excellent.
All right. 70-57 is the score. All right. 5:20 left to be played in the third quarter. Hornets have the rock. They could make it a 10-point game with a three. Cody Martin, though, lost it. KJ Martin got his hand stuck in there. Grabs a steal, snags it. Caleb Martin back over to McCain. Near corner three. Swish! McCain with his second try tonight, and that gives the Sixers some more breathing room. They're up by 16 points. Miller on a drive over to the other side. Contested shot. It's still good anyways. I mean, how does he make these layups? I don't know. McCain spins, turns, goes over towards the elbow. He wants to take on his defender, KJ Simpson. He's going to spin and turn again. Fades away. 2-point shot. He airballed it. Caleb Martin tried to get the rebound, and the ball instead goes into the hands of Brandon Miller as Cody actually went falling like a domino, or a bowling pin, I should say. That's how much contact he ended up making on the other side. Cody Martin, three-pointer. In and out it goes. Caleb Martin, his brother, grabs the rebound and says, I got you, and I beat you at that. Maxey outside. McCain, three-pointer again. Yes! Oh, yes, baby! Jared McCain coming off the bench and lighting it up from downtown. And silence is the word at Charlotte. 3:55 left to go. Three-pointer. That's up. No good by the Hornets. Maxey, rebound. Outlet pass over to McCain again. McCain's going to take a shot. That's up. And he thought it was going to go in, and almost did. And hit the front of the rim, and the Hornets grab the miss. 3 minutes and 40 seconds left to be played in the third quarter. Catching and shooting is Brandon Miller. That was forced. Maxey tries to go for a rebound, and I think that we have a foul called. It's a loose ball foul on Musa Diabate. That's his second loose ball foul within the last 2 minutes. And more free throws coming up for Tyrese Maxey and Philadelphia. Tyrese Maxey in the passing game. This is his best point guard game that he has had as a Sixer. And now even Jared McCain is lighting it up. I like how this team is not like they're playing team basketball. This is literally how it's supposed to be played. This is fundamental basketball. Everybody's getting their shots. It's not just one guy that's just taking over. They're playing as a unit. And that's what you want from your basketball players. First foul shot, good by Tyrese Maxey. Nice. Dejan Saloon is going to step back in for Josh Green, and so will Nick Smith Jr., who enters in for Brandon Miller. Cricket counts in the fourth. Will get his first minutes here in this second half so far. Second foul shot by Maxey. It's good.
Excellent.
78-59 with 3:25 left to be played in the third quarter. Crossing over is Cody Martin. Martin with a Nola pass. 3-point shots up, and that's off the mark again. Diabate with an offensive rebound. Kicks it back out to Salon. Steps back, pump fakes, sidestep three-pointer. No. Another ball that goes out of bounds. It was last touched by Musa Diabate, and Adem Bona did a great job at boxing them out, and the Sixers have the ball once again. Hornets are shooting 26% from three. The Sixers, they're shooting the lights out. They're shooting 42% from downtown and are 13 for 31 from beyond the arc. Here's Martin, drives it over towards the nail. Left-handed layup is up, way too strong. Way too strong. By the time it hit the backboard, it literally went all the way towards the foul line. Cody Martin, three-pointer. Caleb Martin guarding him, and Caleb Martin wins that battle. Unfortunately, though, offensive rebound by the Hornets again. Runner up inside. That's up and in by Nick Smith Jr. And the offensive rebounds that have been not such a good thing that have gone for the Sixers. They just have had a hard time dealing with that. Maxey facilitates, gets it back from Caleb Martin. Three-pointer by Tyrese Maxey. It's up. Doink. Offensive board, though, by Jared McCain. They'll reset the offense. 2:15 left to go in quarter number 3. Dribble, handoff to Maxey. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Maxey, ISO, steps back, gives it up to Council for 3 on the other side. No good. Ricky Council, the fourth, could not hit it from 26 feet. Tajane Salon gets it over at the top of the key with 1:55 left to go. Puts up a tray. That's up, and that's good. Timeout by Nick Nurse. And now it's back to a 14-point ball game with 1:52 left to be played in the third quarter. All right. So, timeout by Nick Nurse. Sixers lead it by 14, and they got to regroup after that. That was a nice 3. I can't lie. That was a really nice 3. Dude, New York's winning at halftime. We'll take a look at the out-of-town scores now. Should we do that? How we feeling, chat? Comment down below. What were our final score predictions? We didn't even get to talk about that. Actually, I asked a couple of times, but nobody answered. Maybe somebody did, but not that I recall. 78-64 is the score for the Philadelphia 76ers. They're up by 14 points. The Cleveland Cavaliers, they lead it by 21. It's 74-53 in Cleveland. The Bucks lead it 104-83 with 3:25 left to go in the third quarter. Knicks are up by 20 at halftime. It's 71-51. And then the Pacers, they're down by 17 points. Yes, Gabe. And sorry, dude, I forgot to turn on the bot today. I did. I forgot to turn on the bot. I apologize. I knew there was something I forgot to do before stream, so I'll make sure I do that for tomorrow. I'm not going to do it after the game to test it out if it works, because I want to get up and I want to go say hi to my dad. But anyhow, I will do that tomorrow. So I just wanted to tell you that straight up. Welcome back, Asia. Thank you so much for coming back on here. 65-48 is the score of the Pacers-Raptors game. Pacers down by 17 points. The Thunder, they lead it by 8 against the Utah Jazz with 8:44 left to go in the second quarter. And then we got the Grizzlies up by 1 against the Dallas Mavericks. I called the Eagles final this week. You did? I saw that. I remember that. And I forgot to tell you that on stream that you got it, but I forgot to acknowledge you, but I do remember that you said that. 39 watching and 39 likes. We got to get to 50 likes, man. We got to get to 50. Yeah. All right, Warriors play the Nuggets tonight at 10 o'clock. We got the Spurs taking on the Suns at 9 o'clock. Rockets play the Kings at 10 o'clock as well. And Trailblazers are going to be out in Los Angeles taking on the Clippers. That'll be at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time. NHL scores. What's going on in the land of hockey? Red Wings and Bruins are tied 1-1. Avalanche and Sabres, the Buffalo Sabres, they lead at 4-1. Islanders and Canadiens are tied 1-1 in the second period. It's 3-1 Pittsburgh in the second period as well. Sharks and Capitals are knotted up at 1 apiece. And the Kraken lead at 2-1 going into the third period. All right, 78-64. Sixers tried to get an offensive possession. Adembona throws it away, though. He got the inbound pass, and then he tried to give it up to, Kelly Oubre Jr.? And Oubre was not even close to the basketball. 90 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Sixers have got to play defense. Paul George enters back in over for Tyrese Maxey, by the way. So Maxey is over on the bench now. McCain, George, Martin, Bona, and Council out there for the Philadelphia 76ers. That's Caleb Martin, not KJ. Here we go. Cody Martin with 5 seconds left on the shot clock has to try to go up with a shot. Locking down all windows and doors on defense are the Sixers. Martin passes it, and it's a shot clock violation once again. McCain gets the inbound pass, dribble handoff over to Caleb Martin. Martin dribble hands it off over to Ricky Council the fourth. Lots of dribble handoffs in this game so far. McCain lost the ball, tries to stay with it though. It's stolen though by The Charlotte Hornets up on the other side, though, not being able to make the first layup, but cashing in on the second one for Charlotte, making it now a 78-66 ball game. Is Tijan Salon who makes that shot. George has it for the Sixers. He's over at the Spectrum Center sign. He wants to cross over. 4 seconds left on the shot clock. Gives it up to Jared McCain. McCain steps back. 2-point shot from the near corner. Swish. Good for the 76ers. They now have 80 points in about 36 minutes of regulation so far. 20 seconds left to go. 5 seconds separating the shot clock from the game clock. Council has to play defense over to Jane. And there's a three-pointer that goes up, and that one goes in to make it now 80-69. Man, oh man, Nick Smith Jr. able to knock that one down from 3. George, 5 seconds left to go. George wide open three-pointer. Hits off the front of the rim. Rebound by Richards. And that's going to do it here to end the third quarter. Philadelphia up by 11 as they go into quarter number 4. What's in store for the fourth quarter? Good question. We'll see in just a few moments. Okay. Trivia time. I'm going to ask you a 76ers trivia question. If you get it right, you'll hear this. Not that. I'm sorry. That. You will hear that. That was a joke. That was just your imagination. You did not hear that. If you get it wrong, you'll hear this. Okay. So let me ask you this question. So this is a throwback player. It's not... Yeah, this is a throwback guy. All right, so I'll tell you 3 things about this guy. I played for the Sixers, of course. I also went to Georgetown and played with them from 2009 to 2012. And I was 6 feet 7 inches tall. And was listed as a shooting guard and a small forward. Who am I? I played at Georgetown. Was a shooting guard / small forward. 6 feet 7 inches tall, 190 pounds. And went to Georgetown from 2009 to 2012. This is if you really, really know the Sixers. By the way, like how much do you know the Sixers? How long have you really been following them? You know? Iverson. Iverson did go to Georgetown, but it's incorrect. This is a trickier one. 2009 to 2012 is when I went to Georgetown. This player. Is when this player went to Georgetown. Iverson is not correct. Who else? Who else knows the Sixers off the back of their hand? Went to Georgetown back in 2009 to 2011. Played with the Sixers. I was 6 feet 7 inches tall, 190 pounds. And I was listed as a shooting guard / small forward. Hollis Thompson. That is correct, Neil. You got it. Good one. Good one. Hollis Thompson. A guy that was not a good foul shooter, but a very good three-point shooter, and I could never understand that at all whatsoever. Paul George gets it over on the near wing. George takes it over towards the right side of the lane, kicks it out to a Caleb Martin three-pointer. Swish. That was a line drive shot by Caleb Martin, and it went down the drain. Hollis Thompson is correct. Good job. There's a floater that goes up by Nick Richards. No. Kyle Lowry grabs his miss. Lowry back out there for the Sixers. A handoff over to Paul George. George goes, tries to bully his defender down low. Hands it off over to Yabusele. Almost lost the ball. Caleb Martin gets it back over on the near corner. Martin lost the ball again. Gives it back outside to McCain. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. McCain scoops it up. Can't finish it, though. Thought he was fouled. Whistles remain silent once again. 83-69. 11 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. So we played only 1 minute so far. KJ Simpson Musa Diabite, Nick Smith Jr., all out there for the Charlotte Hornets, as well as Josh Green. We have a three-pointer by McCain. Puts it up. Can't put it in. Jane Saloon got the rebound. Saloon tried to hit a three. Simpson got the offensive board. And KJ Simpson is able to put it back up and in. 83-71. It's not a Sixers game if it doesn't come down to the wire, and this game is still pretty close within reach. George with a step back two to Caleb Martin. Martin actually had a step back jumper off the pass by PG. Could not hit it though. Cody Martin down low over to Nick Richard. And Richards is able to put it up and hit a turnaround jumper. That was Smith Jr. actually. Sorry about that. So Smith Jr., who just came on in for the Charlotte Hornets. It's Nick Smith Jr. able to make a reverse layup. Now it's a 10-point game. We have stoppage in play with less than 10 minutes to go. So Cody Martin's the one that got called for a personal foul. Caleb Martin just knocked down his first three of the game and then got his first 3 points, I should say. Just a couple of minutes ago. Yabusele hands it off over to Jared McCain. Then we have an illegal screen and an offensive foul called on the Sixers. Jared McCain was supposed to get the dribble handoff there, but Gershon just threw an elbow to his opponent. And the Sixers with a turnover that hopefully doesn't come back to bite them. Don't forget to like and subscribe, my friends and family members, my Philly freaks. Thank you all so much for being here. We go on for the Phillies. We go on for the Sixers. We go on for the Eagles. Anything Philadelphia related, that's just pretty much what we do. 7 seconds left on the shot clock, and we have a shot that goes up, and it's not going to count because there's a foul called on the floor on Philadelphia. They'll say it's on Kyle Lowry. So no Eric Gordon in this game, but more Kyle Lowry. Lowry will defend the inbound. It's over to Cody Martin. 3-point shots up, and that's in, and we're back into single digits. Sixers have got to stand their ground. It's a 7-point ball game. The Charlotte Hornets now shooting 32%. They were only shooting 18% once upon a time heading into the third quarter. George hands it off over to Caleb Martin. Goes up with a shot. And Cody Martin's the one that gets called for the goaltending. And that makes it 85-76 with 9 minutes and 1 second left to go. Gotta slow down. Wow. Congrats. Oh, thanks. Yeah, Hollis Thompson. That was a good one, right? Was that a good one? Was that a good question? I don't know if you guys remember Hollis Thompson, but I certainly do. And Isaiah Cannon, another one of those guys. Ball gets stripped, and it goes out of bounds. It was Simpson Jr. who could not hold on to the basketball. And it went over towards the baseline. Okay. Philadelphia up 85-76. I liked when McCain came in during that third quarter, gave them a little bit of energy. Sixers will have McCain cross over, dumps it over to Tyrese Maxey. Maxey downhill over to Gershon Yabusele. Yabusele lost the basketball, and Yabusele says, I want to review that. And I don't know if Nick Nurse is going to challenge it or not. I think he says, yes, we are going to challenge that. With 8:33 left to go in the fourth quarter, if the Sixers lose this challenge, then they would just be down to 2 timeouts. So the Sixers want to give it a look. Gershon Yabusele said that he lost it out of bounds. We'll see. We'll be right back, though, in just a few moments. Don't go anywhere. See you very, very soon. All right. We're back. We're back in action. Philadelphia, they lead it by 9 to 85-76. Make sure you guys hit the thumbs up button. Hit that subscribe button as well. Turn on the notification bell icons too, and that way you'll know when we go live and when we talk about the Sixers, the Phillies, or the Eagles. So, yeah. Neil says, I remember both of them. Isaiah Cannon and Hollis Thompson. And Tony Roten, man, I will never forget how disgusted I was after that one game that they played against the Warriors. And they were up by 22 points, the Warriors, and the Sixers almost came back to win. I think that they tied it or something with like less than a minute to go. And then Harrison Barnes, and of all people, hit a big-time corner three-pointer, and that's when we were tanking. That's when we were going through the process years, and I really wanted us to get that win, and I was not happy with the moral victory. I was so annoyed that we ended up losing that game. I'll never forget that. I don't know why bad memories just come into my head, because I guess that's what the Sixers do to me. I don't really have as many good memories. I do have some good memories, I should say that. But that's what I think about when I think about Hollis Thompson and Isaiah Cannon and all those other guys. Tony Roten, Evan Turner, all those people. Nick Richards with a little alley-oop dunk off the apple by KJ Simpson. It's now 85-78. Dude, Kyle Lowry's still in this game. Dude, take him out. What are we doing? Lowry gets it over at the top of the key. Maxey has it. Now back over to Lowry for a wide-open three-pointer. Not even close. Didn't even hit the front of the rim, and that was not even close to going in at all whatsoever. 7:47 left to go. It's 85-78. Here we go. A dribble handoff over to Brandon Miller. Miller steps back, puts up a three over Yabusele, and that's good. 85-81. Sixers were up by a lot, and now all of a sudden the game is within reach. 7.5 minutes left to go. Sixers need to stand their ground here. Sixers did win that challenge, by the way. I wanted to make sure that I answered that. Maxey, step back, three-pointer for the Sixers. No! Yabusele tips it over to Paul George, and the Sixers will reset. That was a good shot by Maxey, too. George gets it over on the far wing. Wide open three-pointer by PG. Got it! Paul George able to knock it down. And how do you give him that much space to operate? That makes no sense. I mean, thank goodness that PG made him pay, but that was pretty insane. Martin back over to Miller. Miller with the hot hand. Got it. And he answers back with a three of his own. Brandon Miller, 28 points, 3 rebounds in this game, and now he's feeling it from downtown. 88-84, and we're just about almost halfway there, finishing off this fourth quarter. George over in between the circles. Lowry sets a screen. George wants to ISO. He steps back, puts up a three. Got it again! Paul George providing the answers in the fourth quarter, and this is why he led all scorers in fourth quarter points last year in the NBA. Richards lost the ball, gets it over at the logo, hands it off over to Cody Martin. George plays defense. Now it's Yabusele. Martin with a little pick and roll action. Lowry gets called for a shooting foul as Lowry tried to block it, and he got a little piece of Nick Richards, and now Kyle Lowry's going to go back over to the bench. How about Paul George, man, just stepping it up and hitting some big-time clutch threes, and that's what you need from a closer. That's what you need, man. Just let him shoot the threes and make him have his way, man. Make him have his way. So Kyle Lowry gets called for a shooting foul. First foul shot is good. Lowry does go back over to the bench. First foul shot is good by Nick Richards. And KJ Martin will sub back in for Kyle Lowry. Dude, where's Jared McKeon? Why isn't he out there? Why isn't McKeon out there, dude? I don't understand. Let's go, says Easy Up Gamers. Dude, those 2 threes were sick by PG. Second foul shot by Richards. He puts it up and he puts it in. Brandon Miller and Paul George have been going back and forth in this fourth quarter. It's been really a cool thing to see. It's a 5-point ball game, 91-86. That's the score. George gets it over at the top of the key, crosses over, takes it over towards the right side of the elbow. He bounced it off of his shoe. He almost had one more play. Oubre now gets it over at the top of the key, tries to take up a three-pointer, no good. KJ Martin trying to fight for the rebound with Cody Martin. They battle for it on the ground, and a jump ball for the Sixers. Man, that is what you call blue-collar mentality. KJ Martin leaped up in the air. He was jumping to the moon, and he just tried to tug it, he tugged it with Nick Richards and went toe-to-toe with him. That's what you want to see, man. That's what you want to see. KJ Martin actually had it at first, and then Richards was the one that tried to fight with him, but KJ Martin was battling through all that adversity, and the Sixers will have a jump ball over at their foul line. I like that a lot. 5 minutes and 37 seconds left to go in this fourth quarter. Tip-off is won by Philadelphia. And Maxey will reset it for the Sixers. He's over at the logo. Maxey to Gershon Yabusele, and he throws it away as Paul George was trying to cut over to the rim, and Gershon not able to get on the same page, and hopefully that doesn't come back to bite them. Gershon is not at a good fourth quarter so far at all. It's just not a good center out there and a good rim protector. There's a catch-and-shoot three-pointer by Brandon Miller. That's up, and that's good, and now it's a two-point ball game. So that makes it 91-89 with 5 minutes and 15 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter. Kelly Oubre was late on that assignment, and that was not good. Dude, first and foremost, Nick Nurse is on the hot seat. Nick Nurse is officially on my hot seat now. And Kyle Lowry, for him playing all those minutes in the fourth quarter, and the Sixers, were up by a lot. Now all of a sudden it's a 4-point game, and you take him out, and Jared McCain's still not out there. What are we doing? Makes no sense. And these things really just irritate me, man. Because we'd be up more in this game. We would be up more in this game if it weren't for that. And Gershon's playing center. He's clearly not a backup center, dude. He's a stretch 4. So Adem Bona needs to be out there. No surprise to anybody, but I'm just saying that, Paul George has hit some big-time threes, but this is why if the Sixers lose this game, If the Sixers lose this game, man, I want Nick Nurse gone. I do. What was our biggest lead, JJ? Our biggest lead was 19, but that was in the first quarter. It's different if you're up by 19 going into the fourth. Our biggest lead was 19 after the first quarter. We actually won the quarter by 12, but still. Do we know if McCain is hurt? This literally makes no sense. None. I'm going to check right now. I'd consider guarding Brandon Miller. Dude, why is he getting all this space now to operate? Now he's getting all this space. I haven't been that critical of Nick Nurse to start the season since Paul Hudrick, but Jared McCain's usage is befuddling. At least we can agree on that. Guy that's only playing 21 minutes. Why? His 17 points. Why isn't he out there in the fourth quarter, bro? We're literally pulling a Doc Rivers. Oubre gets the inbound pass for the Sixers, and he's still not out there. George gets the dribble handoff, hands it off over to Tyrese Maxey. Still not out there. Why? Maxey zigzags down the lane, scoops it up, and scoops it in for the Sixers. He's still not out there, bro. 93-89. Makes no sense. Richards hands it off over to Vasilije Micic. Paul George gets the steal, tries to go coast to coast, and he's fouled on the other side by Simpson Jr. So at least the Sixers are attacking, and they're being physical down low. George had a really nice steal, I got to tell you that. And how about that screen by KJ Martin on the previous bucket by Tyrese Maxey? 93-89, 4:41 left to be played in the fourth quarter. KJ Simpson gets called for a shooting foul. And we'll have some free throws coming up for Paul George. I don't even see Jared McKeon over by the scorer's table. And still the rookie of the month. Makes no sense. The foul shot's up, and that's good to make it 95-89. I don't see any injuries. I don't see any injuries, bro. Hey, man, we were saying the same thing about the Eagles when they started winning 2 games in a row, and then guess what? They went on a run. And now who was laughing? It was them. I hope the Sixers do the same thing to us, too. You know what I mean? 95-89 as the second foul shot by Paul George is good.
Excellent.
We do have another foul called. This time it's on the Sixers. It was Brandon Miller who got elbowed by Kelly Oubre Jr. So Oubre gets called for a personal. That's his 5th. One more than he's done. Miller gets blitzed at the top of the key. Gives it up to Nick Richards. And Richards not once, but twice able to put it up and in. And now Gershon Yabusele got elbowed right in the eye. And he will get it into the front court. Paul George now has it for the Sixers, and we have timeout called by Philadelphia. 95-91 is the score. With 4:12 left to be played in the fourth quarter, Gershon's going to go on over to the bench. Was that a timeout or what was that? Gershon's going over to the bench. I don't know what's going on. They're showing a replay of the injury. Yep, he got elbowed right into the mouth. Nurse waits for the last 3 minutes. Dude, I want Nick Nurse fired. How is Jared McKeon not out there? My man has 17 points in 21 minutes. Why isn't he out there? No injury reports, nothing. So we have a timeout, an injury timeout on the floor. It's 95-91. Sixers were up by 17 points, or 19 points. That was their largest lead today. Caleb Martin will step on in for Gershon Yabusele. Something must be wrong, man. Tyrese Maxey gets the dribble handoff, takes it over towards the far wing, gets it knocked loose, and we have another whistle called, and that's going to be a whistle against KJ Martin. KJ Simpson's the one that stole it off of him. And with 4:04 left to go, funny but not funny, Marshawn. It's actually really sad. Nick is Doc Rivers' cousin. I don't understand this. Is he even over on the sideline? He is. I see him right there. 95-91. There's a shot that goes up, and that's good, and now it's just a 2-point ball game as Cody Martin is able to make a layup, and he makes it with ease. 3:42 left to go. 3:42 left to go. Tyrese Maxey crosses over about 3 times, goes down the lane. Foul line jumper for Tyrese Maxey. Puts it up, can't put it in. It was a little bit short. And Charlotte can tie it with a 2 or go for a 3 to take the lead. 3:23 left to go. Brandon Miller has it. And with 3:21 to go, timeout called by Charlotte. All right. So they call for time, and the Sixers will have a chance to reset. I don't understand, dude. This is infuriating. Was Daryl Morey telling him not to play Jared McCain so that they can just tank? Like, what the heck is going on? What the heck is going on? Can somebody explain it to me? That's so annoying. A guy that wins Rookie of the Month, who has 17 points in 21 minutes, and he's been shooting so well, maybe not over the last 2 games, but overall he's doing a fantastic job, and yet he's not playing in the guts of the game, and we're 4-14. What are we, 3-14? I'm sorry. Or are we 4-14? I think we're 4-14. I can't even remember these records. Someone tell Nick Nurse that Jared McCain is available to play right now, says Rich Hoffman. All right. Sixers have the ball, or Sixers have to play defense. Charlotte has the ball. And Caleb Martin tries to play defense. The shot goes up, and the foul is called as Simpson Jr. gets fouled in the act of shooting with 6 seconds left to go on the shot clock. This isn't funny. Got to win this one for morale. For morale. I don't even know, bro. Nick Nurse is losing the Sixers this game. First foul shot, that's up and that's good. Makes it 95-94. Next foul shot, that's up and that's in. And now we're tied at 95. Maxey hands it off over to Paul George, over on the far wing. George over at the in between the circles, puts up a 2. Count it. Sixers up by 2, 97-95. I don't know. Do you want them to win it for Nick Nurse's sake, or do you want them to lose it? I don't know. Simpson goes down the lane, hands it off over to Richards. Here's Josh Green, who puts up an elbow jumper. Tie game. No. Tip back. No good either. And Simpson comes up with a rebound. Here's Richards, who goes up with a shot. Thought he was fouled, and Kelly Oubre tried to go up and down, but there was a very, very late whistle. Even if we win this by half a point, I'll take it, says Marshawn. Dude, I'm not happy. I mean, yeah, I of course, ultimately, I want to win, but there's a bigger problem if we're looking for a win, if we're just looking for one single win, than just our head coach showing that he just doesn't want us to win these games, bro. He's literally sitting right on the bench. There's nothing. There's nothing wrong. I mean, like, maybe during the press conference I want to hear his case, but if it's literally just for no reason, it's not good. He's in street clothes out there now, bro. Like, come on. First foul shot's good, 97-96. Second foul shot, that's up and that's in. And we're back to a deuce with 2:25 left to be played. Tyrese Maxey with the basketball. 14 offensive boards for the Charlotte Hornets, only 8 for Philadelphia. That's also been really hurting the Sixers. George downhill over to Gershon Yabusele, who puts it up and he puts it in for the Sixers. Still can't rebound. 99-97, 2 minutes left to go. Richards for the tie. No good. Oubre is able to tip it back out over to Tyrese Maxey. And Maxey wants to conduct the tempo and slow the offense down. Maxey over at the logo, now in between the circles, hands it off over to Paul George. George gets it in between the circles again. Backs up, 1:40 left to be played. Here we go. Bad pass by Paul George. He turns it over. Turnover by Charlotte. Miller, three-pointer, bang. And all of a sudden, it's a 1-point lead for Charlotte as they take their first lead of the second half. 100-99. 1:25 left to be played in the fourth quarter. This game has gone down the wire. It's the first lead since they were up 8-7. Maxey goes up with a runner, and he's fouled. He is fouled and he'll go to the line for 2 free throws. 199 with 119 left to go in this fourth quarter. Oh my gosh. Why? Why? This might be worse than the Chicago Bears, bro. For the tie, that's good. That makes it 100 to 100. This might be worse than the Chicago Bears head coaching. That was just a bad play call at the end, but there's no reason. Second foul shot by Tyrese Maxey. Puts it up and he puts it in. If something was legitimately wrong, though, I will own up to that, and I will apologize. 101 to 100. Maxey tries to get the steal, and instead it goes out of bounds. And it was last touched. Was it last touched by Charlotte? I think it was. Maxey deflected it. Where did it go off of? And I think they wanted to say that he got fouled, and he did. So Richards tripped him, and Tyrese Maxey will go back to the line. 101 to 100. Nick Nurse about ready to sub in. Who's that? Kyle Lowry. First foul shot by Tyrese Maxey. He puts it up, and he puts it in to make it 102 to 100. Kelly Oubre is going to go back out there for the Sixers. Lowry is in Nick Nurse's face. I don't know what they're talking about. There's Jared McCain over on the sideline next to Dembona. Second foul shot by Maxey, in and out it goes. So he can't knock down the second free throw. That makes it 102 to 100 with 63 seconds left to be played in the fourth quarter. Richards wants to cross over. Hands it off over to Brandon Miller, who's been really hot against the Sixers. Miller takes a jab step. 3.5 seconds left to go. Miller for 3 over on the other side. He's human. Another offensive rebound by Charlotte. Sixers tried to steal it. Goes out of bounds. And it'll still be Charlotte ball with 44 seconds left to go. Is that correct? Or will it be Sixers ball? 102 to 100 is the score. Both teams are now in the bonus. Simpson Jr. is going to go over to the foul line. They're going to call foul on Gershon Yabusele. Wow. Wow. Gershon literally tried to strip that ball, and he just gets called for a foul. 102, 100. First foul shot is up, and that's good to make it 102 to 101. .44 seconds left to be played in the fourth quarter. Second foul shot for the tie. That's up and that's in. 44 seconds left to go. Sixers down to 1 timeout as they burn 1 of 2. And with 44 seconds left to be played, Sixers will get to advance the ball. There has to be something. There has to be something. There has to be some reason why he's not out there. He's on the bench. He looks fine. I mean, did he just say, I don't want to play? What the heck happened? I cannot. I hope that these reporters really ask those questions at the end of the game, bro. I really want to hear this press conference now. I really, really want to hear this press conference, bro. So badly. Just in our night. Dude. Our coach is losing the game for us. It's that simple. Not our night. Our coach is literally losing this game on purpose. It has to be. It has to be that way. I've never seen a head coach do something like this. Ever. I'm stunned. I understand your frustration, but do you really expect them to ever win by more than 10 points? Well, I don't expect them to, to try to lose. If they're bad or if the players just do really bad, that's one thing. But if the coach is just purposely not playing one of their star players, then that is annoying, and that's aggravating. Tyrese Maxey gets the inbound pass for the Sixers. They're tied 102-102. Maxey goes down the lane, tries to go up with a shot, and I think did he get fouled? They say that it went off of his hand. They're going to say that it was last touched by Charlotte. How's this not a foul, bro? Oh, maybe that wasn't a foul. Sixers will get the inbound again. It's Caleb Martin back over to Tyrese Maxey. 13 seconds left on the shot clock. Maxey tries to go down the lane, scoops it up, and scoops it in. Second time is a charm. That makes it 104-102. 29.7 seconds left to go. And a timeout burned by Charlotte. Each team has one left. Feels like a loss, JJ. It ain't over yet, but I'm so annoyed. I'm so annoyed with our head coach. We are tanking that McCain is not cooperating. Wow, no foul. Tyrese is the worst whistle. That wasn't a foul when I looked at the replay. But no, he does not have a whistle. He does not. I have a lot to talk about after this game. That was a clutch basket, though. Sixers have 22 points in the fourth. Jared McKean is just sitting there, says Paul Hudrick. It's just sitting there. What are we, like John Tortorella now? Where we're just sitting or where we're just sitting our guys and, saying that Matvei Michkov needs to be on the bench for a little bit. Is that really what we're doing? Is that what it's coming down to, bro? (104, 102), 29.7 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter. Paul George, Kelly Oubre Jr., Caleb Martin, Gershon Yabusele, and Tyrese Maxey all out there for the Sixers. Why isn't KJ Martin even playing, bro? Miller gets it over on the elbow, tries to go up with a floater inside. No good. Sixers play good defense. Tyrese Maxey gets the rebound, then he gets fouled. 24.1 seconds left to go, and 2 free throws can give the Sixers a 2-possession ball game. Honestly, do I even bother playing the song tonight if they win? Do I even bother doing it? 104, 102. Chat, help me out. Should I play the song, yes or no? If we end up still winning. First foul shot, that's up, and that's good by Tyrese Maxey to make it 105-102. We need a steal. Now we need free throws, bro. 105, 102. Second foul shot by Maxey. Puts it up. Excellent. And he puts it in. No timeout called by Charlotte. They're going to play on. 106-102. Here we go. Hornets have to get it inside over to Richards. Richards goes down with a flush. And it's 106-104. Sixers not done just yet. 16.1 seconds left to go. Oubre almost got the ball thrown away from Paul George. They play keep away. 10 seconds left to go. Tyrese Maxey gets fouled by Nick Richards. The Sixers put up a lot of time off the clock. Paul George almost threw that away. I mean, that was so close. Cody Martin did a good job at trapping him, and he almost threw it into the hands of a Charlotte Hornets player. So Maxey will try to go to the line and put the Sixers back up by 2 possessions again. At least try to put them up by 3. This is for a 3-point lead now. First foul shot's up by Tyrese Maxey, and it got the friendly roll. The basketball god said yes. Hit the front of the rim, and then it hit the back, and then it just defied gravity and trickled in. 107-104. Second foul shot coming up. Here it is. That's up and that's in. 108-104. Timeout burned by Charlotte. That is their final timeout that they decide to utilize. JJ, you need to play it. Okay. Yes, please. Okay. All right. Okay, I'll still play it. That's why I wanted to ask. Still why I wanted to ask, right? That is funny. Got to play the song. We haven't heard it enough this year. I agree. I agree with that. That's true. We'll still play the song. Because you're right. Ugh. Thank you, Tyrese Maxey, for making your free throws, dude. I'm so annoyed. We were doing so well. And then Nick Nurse Nick Nurse tried to throw this game away. And yet the Hornets couldn't capitalize. He literally tried to throw this game away, bro. .108, 104. 9.1 seconds left to go. Charlotte now out of timeouts. They get to advance the ball. Just don't let up a three and try to foul immediately before a shot goes off. Cody Martin will be the inbounder here for Charlotte. The ball goes into Yabusele's hands, and he gets a steal. 6 seconds left to go. Maxey will solo it, and there's a layup to make it 110-104. 4 seconds left to be played. Miller with a half-court shot. He puts it up, and it hits the front of the rim, and that's going to do it. The Sixers, they hang on and win 2 games now in a row. Paul George and the Sixers able to get a W. Ring the bell, Philadelphia. All right, let's go, baby. Deserve the full song tonight, but you know what? We played the song anyways because look, at the end of the day, a win is a win. It is. I'm not even gonna go to a break, bro. I want to dive into the post-game show right now. I need to see this press conference from Nick Nurse, dude, because that was awful. That was totally unnecessary. That was really something. I don't know if Daryl Morey said something to him or whatever the heck it was. I don't know what the facts are that are out there, but the fact of the matter is that Nick Nurse did not play Jared McCann at the end. And they almost lost this game after being up by 19 points and doing so well in that first half. And then Kyle Lowry comes in and just cannot make any shots. Doesn't play good defense at all whatsoever. We're playing 4-on-5 basketball, and yet we still won. Despite all that, we still won, which is great. I'm happy that we won. But we have bigger problems. with Nick Nurse. We have bigger problems, and that's not cool. I'll take a win, but I'm looking at this from a future perspective, man. Nick Nurse is on the hot seat. Everybody and their mother, I bet you, would have played Jared McCain in that fourth quarter. For him to only play 21 minutes and have 17 points when he's been showing you that he can get you 35, 32, 28 in a matter of 40 minutes, what are we doing? And like, we won. I'm happy that we won. I'm just ticked at my head coach, bro. That's a bigger issue to me. It's a win. JJ, change the background. I'm not going to change anything right now. All right, I'll change it. Where is it? It's my monologue screen. All right. Okay. All right, here we go. Yeah. I'm bothered. I'm bothered, man. I'm really, really bothered. We held them off. Good. Let's focus on the positives. Paul George had a great game today. Paul George balled out today. Had his best game as a Sixer tonight. And he continues to get better, man. He was 6 for 9 from 3. He had 3 big threes in a row. Kelly Oubre had a nice little spark as well. Paul George also had 8 assists. Tyrese Maxey played a very, very good game tonight. He was really... He shot the ball very poorly tonight from the field, but he made the timely buckets that he had to, and he made the free throws that he had to down the stretch to close it out. He did. Those are the positives that I do take away. KJ Martin starts off in this lineup, which was cool, and he was doing great, and all of a sudden, second half comes, my man can't even sniff the floor. Explain that to me. He was a +6, 22 minutes, 9 points, 1 assist, 1 steal, 2 rebounds. He was doing really, really good things. Gershon had 7 points and 12 rebounds. Gershon in that fourth quarter, man, was atrocious as a rim protector. Brandon Miller was getting anywhere on the floor that he wanted to get to. And he almost came back and won that game for them. Caleb Martin's playing 24 minutes, only getting you 5 points. And, again, we tried to give this game away. And the Hornets did not even take it from us. How many wins is this now? This is 5 wins. I should be happy after a win, bro. I should be so happy after a win. I'm not, though. Because we should have easily smashed this team. So weird. I don't get the point of y'all saying this. Oh, wait. No, never mind. Sixers have their first winning streak of the season. Dude, it's not even a streak, dude. Like, 2 games in a row, to me, is not a streak. Like, to me, it's 3 games. But 2 games in a row, that's a starting point. You know? I am happy that they won this game. I'm just really annoyed that it had to get that dicey at the end. And that we almost lost that. You know? Because if they would have lost this game, then you would have been hearing fire Nick Nurse. Maybe you save a McCain for tomorrow night. No excuse, bro. No, I bet you you're right. I bet you that might have something to do with it. But if that's the answer, that's not an excuse. I've seen him play on back-to-back nights, and he was really efficient, bro. He's been very efficient on back-to-back nights. The last time they played against the Hornets, that was on a back-to-back. That was on a back-to-back, and guess what? He had 30 points in the next game after that, and he balled out. You should be happy that the players are winning regardless of the coaching. I have to give Paul George credit, man. Paul George played really well tonight. Paul George was outstanding. Paul George played great. I like how our players are showing youth, and I like how they're showing fight. I do. Adem Bona, though, 14 minutes, needs to be playing more, bro. Kyle Lowry, 13 minutes, nothing. He was a -2 on the floor. Ricky Council doesn't get enough playing time. Again, yeah. Again, I'm happy that we won. I really am. It doesn't look like I'm happy, but I am happy that we won. I'm more so maybe not happy. I'm happy that we didn't lose. I'll put it to you that way. I'm happy that we didn't lose. I'm not happy that it got dicey when it shouldn't have gotten dicey. He's 21. He can play back-to-back. So, yeah, if that's the excuse, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it at all. This guy's on the hot seat now. This guy's officially on the hot seat. He almost pulled the Chicago Bears, bro. Except that came down to the very end. I hate politics and sport, but it always happens, and every single person in the organization needs the desperation to win. Yeah. I don't know. I'm waiting for the quotes, bro. I'm waiting for the quotes to come out. I'm waiting for the press conference because I really want to hear these answers. I do. And usually, with the way that I look at things, bro, I don't put much stock into the head coach in regards to when you look at the pie of the chart, right? Like you look at the coaching decisions, to me, don't play as much of an impact. You know what I mean? But this almost lost in the game. RB says on Twitter, bro, Sixers win, but I am not happy, and I have some things to say. Oh, he's not happy about that either. So I guess I can't be the only one that's not happy about that. It's crazy. Yeah. I don't get that. The press ain't gonna ask the tough questions. Not sure what you're gonna get. Not sure what we're gonna get. I'm sure that we're gonna get an answer. All I want is an answer, bro. Sure. Do I want the press to go at him? Yeah. But I know that's not going to happen. But at least I'll get an answer. I'll get some type of an answer, even if it's bull, bro. But yeah, what are the good things I saw? I saw Tyrese Maxey balled out. My man did not shoot the ball well, but then he stepped up. He stepped up when he had to. He did. He stepped up when he had to, and he did the right things. My players of the game. My biggest standouts are Tyrese Maxey, Paul George, in no particular order, Kelly Oubre, Jared McCain, and Adem Bona. and Adem Bona. Those are the 5 players, and KJ Martin too. That's 6. 6 guys that I thought played really well. Gershon had a couple of nice assists. He had a couple of nice rebounds. But that fourth quarter was so bad. And, again, not using Adem Bona as the center in that fourth quarter, and more so just not playing Jared McCain. I actually thought that maybe at like one point, if Doc Rivers was coaching this team, Doc would have actually, regardless, still had Jared McCain in, even if it was like with 2 minutes to go, which is still unacceptable, but you gotta play him. For Also So Right, Never Do, it's like a Broadway musical, the way everything is orchestrated. JJ, are you watching the press conference? Oh, I'm waiting for quotes. I'm going to wait for quotes. Nick Nurse says that he does not expect Joel to play tomorrow, but he's not quite certain on that. They've got to check on both him and Paul George when considering it is a back-to-back. This is Kai Carlin. So now we got to ask the players if they're down to play in these back-to-back games. It's crazy. Says he doesn't expect Joel to play tomorrow. Yeah, I don't really care. Well, they weren't going to pull Maxey off the court. They had them out there together for a short stretch. I know. Let's see, what else? Any more Nick Nurse quotes? I don't know. That is a big quote. He better play. Paul George better be out there tomorrow. He better be out there. And guess what, man? Charlotte actually almost covered that spread. Or did they? Wasn't the spread 5.5 points? No, it was 4.5. They almost covered it, dude. It's crazy. They almost covered that spread. Yeah. I want to see more quotes, man. I just need to see the responses out there from Nick Nurse. I need to see what the quotes are, bro. But yeah, shout out to Paul George. Paul George balled tonight. Paul George played really well. I don't want to overshadow that. Paul George was great. He did what he needed to do. He was a good playmaker tonight. I thought he was being a little bit too passive in that first quarter, but you know what? He's the type of guy where he's going to get his, and I've accepted that he's not always going to be aggressive when he has to be, and I might still get frustrated with it at times, but he's very efficient, and when he is aggressive, he does make his shots. He makes his runners. How come Nick Nurse did not call a timeout when they tied the game? Halftime, I have a lot of questions. I'm listening to Nick Nurse speak right now. And now there's going to be quotes that are coming out. I have a lot of questions. And Nick Nurse is on the hot seat. I don't know how you don't play Jared McCain in that fourth quarter. That was like the most outrageous thing a head coach has done that I've seen. Makes no sense. But what's going on? All right, yep, it's on. I can't play the press conference, but I want to see what these quotes are, bro. I want to see what these quotes are. I don't know. We'll see. Maxey needs to do more. You can't just get 20 points from Maxey. Maxey had a good game. Maxey did not shoot the ball well. Maxey was facilitating well. I couldn't really fully blame him tonight. He had 7 assists. He had a lot of assists tonight. He was not efficient, though, shooting-wise from the field. He wasn't. But he actually won them this game at the end by coming out strong and by making the shots down the stretch. It wasn't his best game at all whatsoever, though. Paul George had a great game. Tyrese Maxey had a good game, in my opinion. Jared McCain played really well. Or he didn't play really well. He played good. Adem Bona played good. I'm just really annoyed. I'm just bothered. This team baffles me. Even when they win, something else makes me mad. I don't know. I also think that they get in their own world and forget that the reason that they got jobs is because of us, the fans. We could give you up quicker than a skunk. You're not wrong. I think that they do get caught up too, but I don't know what's going on through his head, bro. I don't get it. Kyle Lowry, no points in 13 minutes. Jared McCain, 17 points in 22 minutes. RB says, who do you think they went with for the half of the fourth quarter to allow the Hornets to make a huge run? Crazy. All right, come on, man. I want an answer. I want an answer from Nurse, bro. That's all I want. See, Giannis had 28 points tonight. Dame actually had 27. I need answers on McCain not playing down the stretch, says Zach. And then he said, quote, I'm dissatisfied with the answer, but props to Pompey on asking the tough question. So I like that. I don't know what the tough questions are, but I'm curious to see what Nurse has to say. So what Nurse did say. Again, I can't play it on here. Nick Nurse, Jared McCain. If anybody else heard it, though, please let me know down below. Some pretty inexcusable rotation decisions from Nick Nurse down the stretch tonight. The leash needs to come off McCain, says Sean Bernard. He's done everything possibly to prove that he's ready. Okay, here we go. Here's the quote. It was a tough decision when we were struggling at the offensive end. I was really considering a lot of the fourth to put Jared McCain in down the stretch. What were you considering a lot when there was like when the clock went to 0? Were you considering a lot there, Nick Nurse? Were you still considering that, huh? That's like Ben Simmons saying that he'd be ready for Game 8 of the playoffs 3 years ago. I'll be ready for Game 3. Nope, I'm not playing Game 3. I'll be ready for Game 4. Nope, not playing. I'll think about putting him in with 10 minutes to go, then put him in. I'll think about putting him in with 9 minutes, and then the clock goes down to 0, and he's not in. He's not in. And Kyle Lowry's out there and is a -10 during those minutes. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. All right, I'm going to wrap things up. That was not the answer that I wanted, bro. But I got an answer. I at least got an answer. A Philly fan sufferer says, I don't care if we win this game, Nick Nurse got to go for forgetting Jared McCain exists down the stretch. Neil says, yeah, I don't get that. Again, a win is a win, but there's bigger problems. There's bigger problems. Nick Nurse. I almost said Nick Sirianni. I almost said Nick Sirianni. Nick Nurse is on the hot seat, dude. That one move right there, that broke me. That broke me. He crossed the line. The answer is I thought about it. That's all. I thought about it. Kept thinking about it. Thought about putting him in this spot. Thought about it. 6 minutes left. I was thinking about it then, too. 3 minutes left. I'm still thinking about it. And yet, McCain's still in street. By the time he was still thinking about it, quote unquote, McCain was in street clothes, literally on the far side of the bench. I saw it. Right there. That's how you get fired. All right. Love you all. I will see you all tomorrow night. We got another Sixers game. Cannot wait to see what happens between tonight and the rest of tomorrow. Is the big fella going to play? Probably not. And those are other issues. Those are other things. But all right, I love you all, and I will catch you all in the next one. Good night, Laila Tov. I do. I really appreciate each and every one of you, man. I do. You guys are my favorite people. All right. Good night. Peace.